There's memory card.
What's up? It's us. Back at it again with being chronically late.
Well, I mean, this was kind of intentional. We didn't get home until like 6:45, and then
We
we
have
food.
long story today.
And all life is weird.
But
So.
on the plus side, we have this nice, convenient, organized. I put in drawers in here.
We would show you if it wouldn't take so long to set up the camera again.
Yeah, I'm just not into it. Today we are. Ooh, it's loud. We are playing Sega and Rouge Battle. You know how it goes.
We're continuing our playthrough of this game. We'll probably play Sonic Heroes after that.
Let me go ahead and put you
Just
on
kind
here.
of going with all the different Sonic games and
Ooh,
stuff.
we are so pasty, baby.
Well, we
This
just
way?
started, so welcome.
Hey,
Congratulations, you're the first person in the chat.
I know, isn't that crazy? The Wii, I know. Don't you love the Wii menu?
I mean, we've been playing on the Wii this whole time. Just demystify it a little bit. We were playing Knights with a GameCube controller, but it was, in fact, a Wii game.
yeah. Oh, love that.
Not bad for a Wii game, though.
So I don't know if I didn't look to see if the input was coming through. We are going to do something. I didn't tell you about this till now. Cute, huh? We're going to do something called highs and lows.
I just go gasp.
Gasps. The Wii?
That's the most I can do.
Oh, okay. I know. We are loading up. I don't remember if we should say yes or no.
No, you don't want to switch to comparison mode. I just know the last time I did that, Dad yelled at me for screwing the TV up.
It has to do with interlacing and progressive, and I never, for the bars, and I just never...
Well, you know more than I do.
I never remember which one's which. Where does this even go? Here it is. Gotta open the panels.
This is also why we need to have remakes of the Adventure 2, 1 and 2 games, because soon we're not going to have Wii's anymore. And then what are we going to do with all our GameCube games?
Honestly, you can't play them on the Switch.
Yeah, but no, please, remaster Sonic Colors first.
Barf!
I have nothing against
Okay, is the console coming through? No, it's not at all. That's spicy fresh. Which means I have to reset the HDMI input. Ugh, I love it here, don't you?
It's a great time. We're probably getting it through the mic.
Yeah, I hope you're picking up a little bit through the mic so we can fix this.
Yeah.
Normally we do this all beforehand, but we're already an hour and a half late.
So, you know, we're trying to get anything in tonight.
I'll wait till the opening's done, then I'm gonna just unplug everything.
Not quite as epic as the Sonic Adventure opening, but still very good.
The Sonic Adventure opening gives me chills, buddy.
Still very good in its own right.
Okay, let me do a little...
So, look at our colored bars as we try and figure out exactly what's wrong with our HDMI, so why we're not getting...
I thought we should just unplug it and plug it back in again. Is it working? You see a little bar moving on the bottom?
No.
Okay.
So, fun times right now. I hope you're enjoying this classic entertainment.
How about this one? Is it back on yet?
No.
Okay. How about now?
No.
Don't worry, the evening's only gonna go down from here.
Well, I mean, how much deeper
about
can we
now?
go,
Yeah.
right? No.
Is it going on now?
No.
Well,
I'm looking for the one that says console input, right?
ow! Yes. Ran into the thing. I'm going to unplug it from the entire computer.
Well, you may...
Anyways, Spot,
I don't
how
know-
was your week going?
I'm actually kind of liking this. It's only on the TV, but...
Our TV, the image was like half across and
half.
glitching, and there's black bars across the screen.
It was actually kind of interesting.
This is one of the moments where you're like, I just want to go home. Bro, we already are home.
This is also why we should probably take up that offer. Dad said to get us a new TV.
We can get the one that's in the back of the exercise room.
I know, we just have to
Okay, I'm going to unplug the HDMI cable to the computer.
So, we're having a fun time right now.
So, should have frozen. Okay, you did. Good.
So, okay, now we're getting console input at least.
Yes, but the video is frozen.
So now we have sound, but no video.
Heck yeah, baby. I should have done that. Whatever. Whatever. I don't even care.
One day we'll be able to hire someone to do this.
No, it always just be
No,
me.
it's gonna be this.
me try. You're about to see her face twice, so I hope you're ready for that, baby.
Wow. I'm shocked. Okay.
I'm a genius.
Looks like things
So
are
good at
happening
this
now.
game.
So,
Okay, so we're gonna do this evening. We're gonna play with some chows.
Story
We're gonna
select.
introduce some. Do you select the right memory card?
Story select.
Oh.
no, I don't think we selected any memory card. Can
Okay.
you go back
cool.
to the menu?
Can't because it doesn't work when a GameCube game is loaded up.
Wee!
Wee! I recently played Sonic 2 something. You really should. It's
You really
a good
should.
game.
Play any Sonic games, really. Any of them are experience.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be playing some more. We're just doing this one tonight because we just need a stress-free game that we can just kind of go. Danganronpa, which one? Which one? Which
They've
one?
been streaming on Discord, I forgot to tell you. The one you talked
No
about.
way! Trigger Happy Havoc?
I think so.
What are your thoughts on Byakuya?
Yeah, the first one. That's
The first one? Yeah! I love that game so much. I want to.
Awesome.
You guys have to let me know when you do the second one. I've been trying to. I want to watch it this week.
Show off the dudes that are in front of the TV. So
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Well, let me move them. I'm gonna do it in a second. I want to.
He's annoying.
He's in Byakuya? Yeah, I know. Kyoko is very good. I love her. She's one of my favorite female characters. I really love Aoi
Stage
a lot.
select.
Hina, whatever
Whenever you
prefer
say
to call
that,
her.
I just literally hear you say
B.
owie as in ow.
Chihiro, yes. How far are you in the game? That's. I don't want to say anything. Oh, the first trial. Okay, yes. I love Chihiro.
Okay.
You're traumatized now. Isn't that just Leon and Sayaka's trial?
Here we said again. I put on the wrong
I hate you. Anyways.
I really don't know until I click into it and see what's going on.
Yeah, there's honestly the blandest trial. The other one's like they're obviously like more traumatizing because you know the characters better, but also the trials are more interesting, especially like the last two. The last I think like the second to last one I think is the most interesting in my opinion because it's the most creative. The last one's okay, but it's like the last one. I thought I'd solve the mystery when I saw Sayaka wrote Leon's name. Literally, that's literally like that's the answer to the mystery. It's like
File select.
broken. Like all the other stuff is just extra factors. How hard is the rhythm part? 'Cause I want to play myself, but I didn't know if I could do the rhythm thing. Okay.
Where do we
Have
need-
any other details there? Sorry. Yeah, I feel like the details are like kind of important, but they're gonna push you along the right way, anyways.
I'm gonna assume it's
File
Yeah, the
select.
51. Yeah.
I want to play more Sega games. Do you understand how many rhythm properties they own?
I didn't know they owned Hatsume Miku.
Yeah, they own that. They have Salmon de Amigo, Space Channel 5, Rhythm Thief. Not to mention any of their other properties put into rhythm games.
Yeah, I really wanted to play that game through for myself and then play the next ones because I feel like that'll be a better experience. But I was just worried that I wouldn't be able to get the rhythm games, especially later when they like take away certain like markers, so it makes it harder to do the timing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I really want to play though. I really love that game to the extent where this whole week I was planning to watch the second one all the way through, but oh my god, did it not go the way we planned? So I just haven't had time to do it yet.
So you want to start off with everything after Tuesday?
Well, let me finish talking about Danganronpa because it makes me. Who's your least favorite character? Mine's Toko. I heard she's a lot better when she's the protagonist of the Ultimate Despair Girls or like Ultimate Despair Girls, something like that.
I saw a thing on that.
Yeah. Peepoo. Peepo. They should have an O-E at the end.
That was-
Peepo. I like even Mondo. See, I really liked Mondo later on because they give him good growth. Yeah. Mondo, I agree. He is. Now I think about it, like he is kind of annoying in the beginning because he's all like, "I'm Mr. Man and I am a man," but he's a lot better.
I got the way I get my kids to stop chasing me.
But then it started with me liking her for being a writer and slowly made me hate her. I just liked Mondo at first. Yeah, Toko at first I was just kind of like, oh, I hope this is just like she was gonna warm up to everyone, and spoilers, she stays the same. Like
Well, I can
you
never get around
open, you get like one big look into another
I love that you look
facet
like you're
of her personality.
You're-
Faucet.
Facet, like on a diamond.
Facet, yeah.
You were saying faucet with a southern accent.
I didn't remember the word. Yeah, you look into like one bigger aspect of her personality, which gives you a different perspective. But in my opinion, she never got better. I thought she was annoying the whole game.
Jumped in the thing. You know, I'm trying to feed you.
It's okay, they're swimming. Let them live.
He's gonna have no stamina.
It's okay, let him live.
Finish your food.
I think Mondo grew on me, especially he becomes really good friends with Taka, and I thought that was really sweet because they bonded.
Okay.
That's not like a spoilers thing.
Something bad.
I just like Chihiro being a crybaby at first. Yeah, I like her design.
Seriously? Eat the rest of the fruit.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. Taka, yes. He's very much like Ida from My Hero Academia. Like, because I first started watching with the Game Grumps until about the 3rd trial, and then they were just going too slow. I was like, I need to know, so I watched the full playthrough, like, on my own in, like, another day. And, at first I thought Taka was kind of annoying, so I was like, he's so loud. But then, like, after the first trial, I was already like, alright, that's my man. That's my guy, he's awesome. He's so just, like, all the time, you know what I'm saying? I like Chihiro. I'm trying to remember. Hero, I thought was funny at first, and then I realized he was super stupid, and then I continued thinking he was funny. I'm not gonna lie, like he's not a favorite or least favorite character, but I still think he's funny. And I think a lot of people I saw online hated Hifumi, and I thought he was fine.
That's the guy?
Yes, Hifumi Yamada.
Yeah. Using these names I have associations with other games for.
He is pretty awesome. Hero reminded me a lot of Dan from Game Grumps, so I was like, that's why I kind of like associated him with him. So I was like, oh, that guy's funny, this guy's funny. Yeah, exactly. That was my point when I had him in my PowerPoint, like the week, last week maybe? Yeah, it's like, he's stupid, but he's funny, stupid, and he's like harmless, stupid, you know? Oh, you should do some of the 100 rings,
Well, I haven't played that game, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's fine. That feels like a good version of Jasper from Steven Universe. That's actually an interesting comparison. I never thought of it before. She is kind of like that. She definitely, like, her and Hina play so well off of each other. You get, oh, there's a down the wall. You might as well just go to the wall, too. Yeah, their relationship is so awesome, and I love to see, like, it honestly doesn't even need to grow much because it's really strong from the start. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, same. I really love. Yeah, if they said if Jasper from Steven Universe, if you removed the toxicity from them, they would become like Sakura.
It really was only heavily present.
Yeah, it's like she's very tough, very like honor bound.
Honestly, anyone in that sort of kind of is by fault.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like she's, you know, uses her strength, but she also like has morals where she wouldn't break those, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I really do like the same. Like, I love a lot of the characters. I really do like Sakura. I liked Celeste a lot because I thought her outfit was really cool. Like, I like the most toxic of characters, but honestly, considering Byakuya is my favorite, you knew I wasn't going well from the start. I love him so much. I think who else was in that game? Makoto is a dunce. I love that for him. Very funny. Sayaka and Leon, I honestly didn't like either of them. I thought Sayaka was kind of lame. Like, when I first went through the first trial, I was like, okay, like, is this how the whole game's gonna go? Because I really don't care for Sayaka. And I thought she was gonna be, like, one that carried throughout the whole game. I thought she was gonna be, like, kind of like Kyoko is instead. I thought she was gonna be, like, your companion the whole game, your tutorial character. And I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this, because I think she's kind of annoying. Leo didn't bother me. I didn't like his like lip piercing thing down here. I didn't like the way it was drawn. So I just didn't like looking at his character. I was like, I hope he dies first. And then, spoiler alert, he's one of the first 2 people to die. Well, first 3. Celeste is great. Yes, Celeste has got just a great outfit, honestly. Kyoko is awesome. Do you know Kyoko's? I don't know if you're playing it in English or Japanese. I watched it in English, actually, shockingly. And her voice actress is the same for Ann from Persona 5 in the English stuff, like the English version. They're the same voice actress, and I thought that was pretty awesome. Look at that from TikTok. Yeah, Kyoko's just cool because she's like a tutorial character, but she doesn't always feel like all the characters feel like tutorial characters almost in the first couple levels because they're trying to teach you. Well, they're vulture stars. Yeah, and I like her outfit a lot. I like her hair. Apparently her hair is more pink. I thought it was like white, but it's kind of like Corrin's hair, where it's blonde but it looks white. And I think it's just something. Oh my god, that's the same. Yeah, yeah, literally. I was thinking of how my little sister is the main character because she's got like a low enough amount of common sense to be lovable and to push along plot threads without it being annoying. You know. That's what our little sister definitely has, because she's so smart, but also she has no common sense. So she's definitely the main character here. Do the Persona people work on Danganronpa? I don't think so, because Danganronpa came out, I think, what, early 2010s?
The original Persona came out before that.
Oh, the original Persona? Well, I'm talking about Persona 5.
Oh, Persona 5? Well, I don't know.
I don't think, I can look it up. I don't think so. But I wouldn't mind, like, looking it up. The art style feels similar. I'm not familiar with the art style of the original Personas. I only know the art style of 3 and up. Where I do think there's a big difference in facial style. At first I hated the stylistic choices of the game. I was like, I don't like the way it looks. It looks cheap. Looks like a PSP version. It actually grew on me really fast.
Also, and can I say, looking at them, like, I don't think they look very similar unless you're talking about like the early the Persona games.
Unless Shin Megami Tensei version.
It looks like Shin Megami Tensei more than it does Persona. And that's more just saying a lot of JRPGs tend to have that similar thick line style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do this and try not to punch our channel.
Yeah, I don't really think the art styles are too similar.
Just looks like JRPG to me.
Yeah, because Danganronpa has a very distinct style in their faces, and like, I thought it was so interesting that they
How
made
did your child get up there?
Oh, I was like, okay, well,
And just bounce.
honestly,
Okay.
same. Me
See,
too.
mine would fly. Yours is just like cannonball.
Just going places. Yeah. It like I thought, because at first I thought the art style looked very much like you know, when you first learn how to do digital art, you don't know how to blend, and you just use a soft brush for everything. That's what I thought it looked like at first, and like later on when I saw the original concept art, I was like, no, that's literally a stylistic choice. And I think it's interesting because it's very, very distinctive.
If it's a choice, then you know that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like super distinctive. Like when you see that art style, you immediately know Danganronpa because no other game really has that art style. Versus like when you watch animes and stuff, like unless they're a larger production, a lot of times they have a very similar art style because they're going through similar artists.
Yuki Naka's arts. He's the person that did the first couple of Sonic games, Sonic Adventure 1, 2, Heroes, and the Knights games. He has a very distinctive art style. Like, I don't mean the games, I mean as in the character art. Remember the character art that was like in the manuals?
They did it by, publishers are Spike Chunsoft. That sounds familiar, but I don't know who else.
You don't know who Chunsoft is? Really?
Well, I'm trying to remember what games were by them. I know.
A lot. Especially on that platform. Where did you go, child? How did you get in the water so fast?
Speed. Yeah, I'm looking up Spike Chunsoft, what other games they've done. Persona is produced by Atlas, so unless they like.
Well, if it was one of the original ones, they could potentially partner with us. Okay, seriously, stop doing that. Let me feed things in your face.
Danganronpa. I want to watch the second one so bad, but I'm worried because I know they're not gonna treat Byakuya well.
Yeah.
I'm like, me. And like, I kind of like where they left it off, the ambiguity of the ending and having some characters like clearly alive. That's all I want. I don't want them to die, and I know they're gonna die. And I'm like, they've been through so much already. I don't want any more pain. But I know they need to in order to
Ha! I grabbed it.
Got him. I know they need to in order to like establish the memories and whatever. I think. Right? You weren't there. But like.
How did I have it and then I didn't have it?
I think by coming in it lost it.
Oh, screw you, Condor.
Beep boop beep boop beep. Didn't say which I like more, playing or watching. Oh, I watched some of the anime after playing chapter 1. Yes. Oh man, the opening in the anime. My little sister and I watched it together. She hasn't played the game, so she's just watching it. And I was like, the part where Monokuma goes all like this in the opening. She's like, I can't stop thinking about it. That
I watched. You want to be controller.
Yeah, I watched like 3/4 of the game before I watched the first episode of the anime, and seeing it, I was like, so I had to like finish the whole game before watching. Because I was like, I know if I watch the anime right now, I'm gonna burn through it because it's practically addictive.
You really need to watch that hyper-focus thing I sent you. It's
Probably.
really exactly the way that we both consume media.
Honestly, it's like obviously you're not gonna get a lot of the character depth and description. I'll tell you, like, in the anime, but they're beautiful people. Byakuya,
Some people say that they don't like his voice. Like, this is honestly my favorite voice
fine.
he's had. Well, compared to what he is in Heroes, and compared to what he is presently. I don't like his present voice. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. He sounds like a kid. He's supposed to be like an 8-year-old. You seriously you caught your banana peel on the on the bar underneath the treadmill.
What if I stream Danganronpa on my own, like outside of our normal streaming times? Just me? Would you watch? Like the second one?
Tell Sonic to meet you back at the
I
research.
don't even remember. What's that? No, it's a fake one.
Yeah.
I didn't get that, Tails. What happened to Amy? Tails!
He's fine. She's fine. Did you skip that?
No.
Oh, that's just.
That's just,
It's
that's
just a
the other
bad
reason
cut.
That's the other reason this game needs a remaster. They need to fix those cutscenes.
I was like, what's happening? Like, I didn't remember they were that bad because the levels still hold up very well.
Oh yeah, they really do. But again, why was this passed? Well, it's not confirmed yet it was passed over, but why was this passed over? It's more likely that they're doing a Sonic Colors remaster than they're remastering these two games. I'm like, why not? I think this needs a way more than
The
Sonic
other one
Colors
needs
does.
less work. It's easier for them to
Although,
market it.
I'm more excited about the rumor going around that they're going to be remastering the Tele series.
Oh boy,
Am I
They
so
did-
ready for that?
they did Dragon Quest.
I'm
Like,
so
They
ready
did,
for
oh,
that.
they did. That's where I recognize from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team.
Oh, there you go.
So the people who did Danganronpa also did Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Well, that might be the game developer, not necessarily the artist, but yeah.
Yeah, it's still the same developer. They did all of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. They also did a different Mystery Dungeon, Shiren the Wanderer, and Shibuya Scramble. Yeah, Spike 2. Published and or developed. Oh, Danganronpa took you first? No, it didn't. Yes, it did. No, it didn't.
Well, check and see it's remastered.
No. Oh, on the PSP. So first available Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, which is the hardest title to say ever. It came out in August on Android and iOS, August 20th, 2012. But it also says Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair came out July 26th, 2012 on the PSP. So I wonder, is Danganronpa 2 like FNAF 2? And it's I was wondering that, is it like a prequel?
Might be.
But it has Byakuya in it, and he's heavier, and they're like, the air has put on some weight. I was like, so is this a sequel? Because Byakuya's there again? Because everyone also refers to him as Tugami instead of Togami, so you know he's Togami from the second game. So it makes me wonder if it's a prequel or a sequel.
I mean, who can tell?
Who knows? Because it was re-released, the first one was re-released, and let's see if there's any other ones. Oh, they did the Attack on Titan game. How fun.
Mark played for that, I think.
I wonder if it was good.
I don't know. I
Wasn't
didn't
there
watch
a live movie? Was that good? Did anyone ever see the live
it. Well,
Attack
it
on
was-
Titan movie?
It was all Japanese, so I wouldn't know.
I hope it was good. Oh, they made Fossil Fighters? Look at that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
One Piece game.
Best. See, Fossil Fighters is a characteristic of a game that does not in any way, shape, or form look good, but actually was a lot of fun to play. At least it was to me. And then the second game just made it so much better. Man, let me tell you though, there are too many games out there that have like a rough first entry, but then when they get to, if they manage to get the sequel, it's just like, wow, there you go.
Fossil Fighters. Yeah, she played that game a lot. I don't think I really played it. I know you played
It's
it
on
a
the
lot.
DS, so it's a matter of whether you actually have that.
Look at the game.
The second one is definitely like, first one's probably I hate these things so much.
The space
first-
levels are the worst by far.
Well, they're the hardest to kill with the treasure hunters because you gotta get so close to them.
Okay, no, that's what I thought. Trigger Happy Havoc came out in 2010. The second one came out in 2012. Ultra Despair Girls, which has Toko as the protagonist with Makoto's sister, 2014. Then Unlimited was 2015. I don't know what that is. Cyber Danganronpa, which is the 3D VR version of Trigger Happy Havoc, came out in 2016. something called Kirigiri So came out in 2016 as well.
Okay,
And I'm
enough with the
assuming
stupid meteors.
has to be more of Kyoko's story because she's Kyoko Kirigiri. And then the last one came out in 2017.
Which Fox Pirates did you play? The first, second, or the third one?
3D VR would traumatize me a little. I want to play it so I can see Byakuya in 3D.
But
Well, I'm also planning to watch the other games, then rewatch, like watch all the animes, then rewatch the first series of anime. So in case anything's bad and I feel sad, I can feel happy again.
I have no idea what the other ones are.
Yeah, it happens every time. Did you get to the things in there? Did you get clues yet? Or can you not find any of the clue places?
No, I found two.
Everything looks the same too. It's the worst. I think parts of the VR game would be traumatizing, but honestly, like, so much of the game itself is. I think it also really depends on what characters you connect to. Because if you don't at first I didn't think I was going to connect to anyone, and I really didn't until the second trial. Like, right before the second trial. Because I was watching the Game Grumps, like, it took time, because they only put out half an hour a day, and half an hour of them, like, talking and playing was really only, like, 10 minutes of actual play content. So, like, you grew to the characters just because of time. But if I watched one of the, like, no commentary playthroughs for the beginning, I don't think it would have connected to the characters as much.
Well, in that case,
Because, like, when I was watching it in the end, I already had the voices and characterization in mind that they had set up through the first 3/4 of the game I watched with them,
with the
you know?
exception of watching an all-A rank run for some games, like, no commentary runs are kind of hit or miss, because on one hand it's kind of like, well, if you're going to watch no commentary run, then you might as well just play the game.
Yeah.
But it's like something that you just cannot play, then yeah, I kind of.
So I'm debating, like, looking it up and seeing if I can buy it and just playing on my own.
That was the first way I watched Journey Dreams. I watched a no commentary run. Just because it came up on my playlist, and I grabbed one of the episodes in the middle, and then I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm kind of intrigued, so I watched it.
Yeah.
You like that sometime, though.
Yeah. So he's doing these beautiful, beautiful space levels. Now that we Danganronpa, I love talking about it, but now talking about now we're getting on to our highs and lows. That's what we're going to do, because I think it's good to talk to the internet. However, I will warn you guys, I don't know if this is like a trigger warning or whatever, some of this content is mad depressing. Super sad.
I'll go on then to talk about the demo I played recently.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I want to...
We'll decide if that's mad depressing or not.
Yeah, I want to talk, like, if we do, for every low, I want to try and give us, like, one high, I guess. Because we used to do this, we did it somewhere else, but then we also, the last, like, most recent time, we've just been, like, in the summer of 2019, which was a while ago.
Confirmation? Confirmation?
Oh, maybe that was it.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Because I remember it being somewhere, and I was like, it was just kind of like no one ever really gave an answer. But we did a spring training for drum corps a million years ago, to make sure everyone didn't go insane, more or less, because, you know, you're going crazy during spring training. And, so for every low thing, I want to say, like, one good thing that happened this week.
Also, I love the fact that they're oh no, Amy and Tails, let's go to Knuckles. I'm sure he's doing
Knuckles
something.
is in space!
I'm sure he's doing something important right now.
Okay. Yes, so. Where to start? Well, let's start at the beginning of the week.
Start on Wednesday.
What happened on Monday? What did we do on Monday?
One more left. We were here on Tuesday for streaming. So we started
were we?
Wednesday. Yes. We did our most things we hated. People talked to us about feet.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Good times.
On Wednesday, I went into preschool with my mother, because she works there. I have to use power tools.
She was pretty good with it. She actually
I
hurt
was very
herself not on
powerful.
the power tools, but on Walmart.
Yeah, I didn't hurt myself at all. I was taking down bulletin boards and like a ton of stuff on the wall so they could paint the preschool.
Okay.
Fucking penguin.
You can give him eyebrows.
Love that. Yeah, so I was doing a lot of work there, and they were like, careful, if you do, we might have to hire you. And I was like, yeah, I brought my own drill. It was pretty awesome.
You know the drill.
Very fast, yeah. And then we went to Walmart, and I found a FNAF figure I wanted to get. And when I was reaching for it, the thing cut me, and I still have a cut on my arm from the freaking Walmart display. I was like, wow. We found a lot of stuff on clearance, which was pretty awesome. The camera on these levels are awful. Well, because it's like trying to rotate you a certain way, and you're trying to go another way, and the problem is it's trying to be in a 3D space. It was very difficult. But, that was cool. I gotta get a FNAF figure. And what else did I get on Wednesday? We got some good stuff on Wednesday.
Well, you got all these snacks that we have.
Yeah, I got us, excuse me, some gamer snacks. Like, I got us a candy bar and some, instant noodles and some chips and some Pop-Tarts.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a good time for this Friday when we were planning to start actually a little bit early to have like a nice long, in-depth stream.
But life happens.
Did not happen like that. I don't know what else we did Wednesday. Oh, we had planned to be out all day. Like my mother and I to go shopping and stuff and get all the things we need. And then,
I just want to say it in there.
we planned everything accordingly so that we can go pick up my little sister right at 5 when she got off track practice. But then it started raining, so we didn't even get through our last. Oh, a phoenix!
Oh, how about that?
He's doing target. Go. I love that. I love that for you.
When there's meteors, I mean, you know, why not?
I hate this level. I hate all the space levels. Why are they so aggressive, like, literally right now when you're trying to get this phoenix? Hello?
It's closer.
Oh.
It's apparently right above us.
Is the bird the guy?
No, but it's right above us. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
Why?
Love it.
Why meteors?
I love it here, baby.
So close up.
Well, it started
Really?
raining, so her track practice got canceled, so we had to go pick her up. So we had to, like, run out of the store. And I went to go to this place called H Mart, which is a Korean grocery store, and they have this Hong Kong coffee I got last time, which was really good. I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I went to go get that, and they have a certain type of daifuku mochi, I think, that I like. And I got one, but I got one for me and one for my sister, but I didn't look at the flavor because we were, like, running through there. And they didn't have the coffee, so I just got something else. And the mochi I got, the one I had was, like, mugwort flavor, and I didn't know that until I, like, looked really close to the label. Because I said, hey, do you want the green one or the white one? And she's like, oh, I'll take the white one.
Oh, I know what that's like.
So I took that, and I was like, oh, this is not yummy. I still ate it because it had red bean on the inside, and I like red bean. But, like, it was not fair because that was ultimately, like, super disappointing. I was waiting. I had waited, like, 2 weeks to go to that store because it's really far away from us, so we don't go very often.
They use in tea?
I don't know. Probably. It's
medicine?
Yeah, it's like, it just was not good flavor. But I didn't look because
I mean, it doesn't
we
sound
literally had, like,
appetizing.
well, she said, I'm done, can you come get me? As we were walking into the store.
Why,
And
you stupid meteors?
it was like a half-hour drive or like 20-minute drive to go get her. I was like, you're kidding me. So that was rough.
Oh, that's why, because it's literally dancing above where the Phoenix was.
I found him.
Ooh.
So we could have had better rank on that, but I wanted that Phoenix.
Yeah, that's fine.
Honestly, 11 minutes is actually not bad. We've done this for 45 minutes before.
Oh, yeah, where it's like 3, 2, 1, and
Or
you
just
die,
like, okay,
you die
you
from a
forget-
time up.
Like, okay, you suck.
That's when it's rough. So that was a pain and a half. These are little mochis I got from Costco instead. They're baked, so they're crunchy.
I thought those were just pretzels.
What's from them?
Are they pretzels?
No. They're like rice. That was
Give me
so
one.
gross.
You gave me one with the carrot.
It was your hair.
No, it was small.
Still your hair. Oh, do you have any kids in school right now? We should check that out. We should put one of our kids in school. Oh wait, we can't because we're in the middle of levels, right?
Yeah, you're a child of mine.
So that was crazy. I don't remember what I did when I came Wednesday. We came home Wednesday night. What did we do Wednesday night?
Oh dear. What?
What did we do Wednesday night?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it was disappointing that I didn't get like the stuff I was waiting weeks to go
I literally
to H Mart, and I didn't get the 1.5 things I wanted there, which was really sad.
Oh, stop.
But on the
doing
plus side, Evie and I got to try this crazy spicy was what it said on the label. Crazy spicy tteokbokki, which is like the rice
that.
cakes.
Indeed was. It was like
Bruh,
actually
that stuff was-
participating in torture.
It
That
was
was delicious.
painful to eat. It was cool because when you have spicy stuff, you like normally work your way up to it. And you're like, oh, I'll have some spicy some this week, and then a little bit spicier later, and a little bit. It's been like
Stop
90
doing
years
that.
since we've had spicy stuff. And I was like, yeah, crazy spicy. We got it. We ate it. Bro, I was in pain. I was in there like, I took lactate so I could have milk because I was like swishing that stuff around. Bro,
We drank a lot of milk, ate a lot of ice cream.
it's ice cream though. The ice cream was good.
Actually, it was really healthy. We should do that before dinner.
That was painful though. My stomach was hurting for like 15 minutes afterwards. I had to go lay down.
So next time we just put on ones and admit we're scrubs.
It was fun to have the crazy spicy one though. I think it would have been better if we worked our way up to it and had other spicy stuff first.
Probably.
They were really good. The texture was awesome, and they were just like
when-
ready-made stuff. So
Yeah, and since when have we ever done anything in the manner we were supposed to?
never, baby. Cutscene.
Yeah.
Technically a cutscene.
Long time no see, treasure hunter. Did you find my emerald?
That's a good one. Your emerald. Talking to you is a waste of time.
Cut each other off at your line.
That's what I'm saying. This game needs a
Very
remaster.
well. If
Seriously.
that's how you want to play,
Why,
I will
like,
take it from
you know, support for the adventure games is at an all-time high. Like, seriously.
It's over.
You have to get a ring.
I know, but I wanted to. He was kicking me.
Very well. If that's how you want to play, I will take it from you.
Like, why do her ears wiggle like that? You know, she doesn't really have boob physics. She has
When she stops,
ear physics.
time to attack. Now I mean business.
Wow! You should drill her, right? Honestly, we didn't even know if we were gonna get to stream tonight at all. Just because it's been a long week.
Here I come.
Because that whole day was like 90 years. Shockwave, right? Blackwave. That's your special move.
Hey, how come I'm
When you're
pushing
in the
that?
battle and you have enough rings, you get to have a
Get away
special
from my
move with your B
emerald.
button.
Yeah, when's the last time I let you do that? I always think this cutscene is funny. Well, they both are the, like, characters who can fly.
Stop fooling around and give me back my emerald.
What are you babbling about? Call yourself a hunter, attacking a lady?
I move like that.
What kind of lady goes around stealing gems anyway?
Those belong to me.
Girl, fly! You got wings!
I know. This is one of those things that's kind of weird.
She's looking right at his little knuckles butt. Hold hands.
Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch me.
Is that how you say thanks to someone who just saved your life?
Saving my life. Don't think I owe you one. You just wanted to hold my hand, didn't you? That's why you saved me. You're such a creep.
Why is this music so loud?
People you want, that girl. I was saving the Master Emerald.
No matter what you say, it sounds crazy.
What?
Fine, then just take them. They stink like echidnas do.
If that's what you thought, you should have
Look
given
at
me
him
them in the first place.
scooping up his stuff. Is Eggman about to steal it right now?
We're gonna need to neutralize the chaos elements later.
Finally.
He's just gonna carry it around.
I'm sorry if I hurt you.
Runs away? What is he in middle school?
He is really shy, honestly.
We should get going.
Who's she saying we to? Girl, fly. Girl, why don't you fly? You got wings. Beep boop boop beep boop beep boop beep boop. This level sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
so then
does.
we went Thursday. And we went to drop off our dog. Our oldest dog is 13. And she's had like some swelling in her face. And she wouldn't play fetch. So we assumed it's just she had some rotten teeth. Because it was swelling pretty bad, like rotten teeth and maybe an eye infection. Because she was just acting weird. And it was swelling really bad over the past couple like weeks-ish. 2 weeks maybe. This is
Well, it's more like we noticed last week they couldn't give us a thing until...
yeah, we called in, we couldn't come in until 10 days was their first appointment. And
Yeah.
so we took her in there and they're like, okay, well, like there, I was like, okay, yeah, it's like, it's definitely teeth, we're gonna do some surgery tomorrow, like, is that cool? And we were like, yeah, totally. So we,
I hate these dudes
had to do
so
like,
much.
we're like, okay, well, we'll just do it tomorrow. And we did, I think we could do something. We did bounce. He's bouncing. Yeah. Then what did we do for us on Thursday? Oh, on Tuesday we had guard practice. What did we do on Thursday
No,
morning?
Tuesday was fun.
What did we do on Thursday? We had the dog and we like went to the store.
I don't know, you guys were all out and about.
Bro, I had to pee the whole time.
Was that the trash meet?
Yes, okay, so that's what happened. We went to the dog, we came home, I was planning to work on a glass pane painting. Then I'm like one step away from finishing, but the paint pen that we had like my sister and I had gotten down to like a fine tip, it ran out. So I was like, I'm on the most integral part, I'm on the eyes of the painting. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't know you could do that. I was like, well, I need to like finish it. And I was like, okay, this is the worst.
What?
You just fell into the acid.
I tried to go forward, but because I'm
It was
upside down, things are
inverted.
inverted, and that's just...
Yeah, it's very confusing, this level. Honestly, all space levels aren't, I think.
Crazy Garage is the worst, though.
I think we shouldn't have any space levels. No space. Oh, I
Of
guess you
course.
just die.
Why not?
How are you supposed to know?
I guess you're supposed to.
I guess you go to the right.
Yeah,
And then-
I hate this level.
So then we came home. Evie and I worked out with our dad. And between that time and then when we left, because then my parents were like, oh, your little sister has a track meet, but our dad's her discus coach. So because of COVID, you're only supposed to allow to have 2 people over 18 as your spectators. But since he's her coach, he could go, and then she could also have 2 on
I
top
like
of that.
that, like, he was like, get here as soon as possible so I can friend you. I'm like, well, maybe if you made it a little easier to get over there, I could get there faster.
Yeah, this is very difficult. Egg, what?
So, it's like, if you don't get here, she will die. I'm like, well, where do you think I am right now? Dealing with your stupid water monster robots.
So we came home. That was cute.
Sure, why not? Screw all
Just
of
run
you.
around them. So we came home. Evie and I worked out. You fell into the lava. Oh no, you didn't. Okay, word.
Ouch, no!
No! All the way back here. That's funny. I am just also not in like the frame of mind to tell good stories right now. So I'm sorry this is so fragmented.
No,
It's been
it's actually more confused.
a super long week. It's like, and then we came home, we exercised for like 45 minutes or whatever, ate lunch, left, didn't get to shower or anything, like, literally worked out and left. It was terrible. And then we went to the track meet. So we got home like at 1, and we had to leave at 2:30 for the track meet, and the exercise was 45 minutes. So then we did that. We went to the track meet. The high of that time, before I go into the ultra low, I'll tell you in a minute. The high of the week is that our little sister got 2nd place in discus for her meet.
See, that's
And
all I need to do.
She almost
Right there.
broke the school. She was 2 inches short of breaking the school record, which is pretty awesome. So that was really, really cool, because she's the only girl from her school that does discus.
The shield robots
Attack their feet. No, I can just jump over them, bruh. Look how easy it is. Boing. But I like the jump dash, so. Boing, 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 boing. Oh, let's be dash. Okay. Shadow box. That's nice of them. Get the,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm trying to get the...
so she got good. She did really good in hurdles. I think she came in third overall for hurdles.
Yeah, she did really good.
So she did. Their whole school did really, really well at this track meet, which is good because their first one of the season, everyone tanked, everyone crashed and burned, mad hard on. It was a terrible time. But this one, their whole school just did really, really well. This is their 2nd one, so it was awesome. I got to film her, and it was really nice. And then we went and we got to go to this restaurant we've been trying to get in. Literally since we moved to North Carolina, we've been trying to go to this restaurant. We've tried on at least 2 separate occasions where we literally went and sat in line and still couldn't get in. So it was awesome that we got to go try that. So that was a really good time. But also, this track meet lasted 5.5 hours. So I was planning to do like work and other stuff. But I went and supported my sister, so that was really nice to be able to go see her in action.
I know, I'm trying to get here, Eggman, but someone made it so hard
Killer
to get here.
Bubbo.
Sorry, you can't turn me when I can't even figure my way over there.
So that was pretty dope to see her do that. That was definitely like the high of the week, seeing my little sister do that. But I ended up only spending like an hour and a half at home the entire day when I had planned to only spend like an hour and a half out the entire day dropping off the dog. So we had like our plans originally for today were to, we had total body, which is the exercise day for today, which is a difficult one because it's the full body.
But it does for doing you down there.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go hiking because Evie needs to do another hiking blog post for her job. And then I was gonna work on. I just got.
I literally.
No.
You see me? I light speed dashed.
It
one
yeah,
rig.
it's like light speed dash to the side. So
Like,
that's what this
why? Why, Sonic?
Because it's not fast. It's too platformy for me. That's why I'm letting you do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These games, like the level design, I really like. I think they just really need the one thing they really need in this is just, if nothing else, is the lock-on for the homing attack. And light speed dash. You know the little lock-on icon they give you when you're going through and it'll lock on enemies?
So you know that you're gonna hit them,
yeah,
not just
you know which
jump and hope.
Jump and hope is
Jump and hope is where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today we were planning to go hiking, and then I planned to finish my glass painting if I didn't. Today was supposed to be my reserve day. Like, I would finish up any of the projects I couldn't have done quite yet, just to give extra time, and then we were going to get our streaming stuff ready, and we were going to have a nice long stream today. We're going to talk.
So ready to just
We have our snacks and everything. We had games. We're like, we could probably finish this game and start a new one, or just start a new one and save this one for later. And then we went to the doctor, the vet, to drop off our dog this morning to get the teeth pulled.
Was that so
And
hard, son?
So this is the ultra low of the week. If you are sensitive about matters pertaining to dogs,
Actually, and this is probably gonna be hard for you. Just letting you know.
oh, should I not say it?
Well, his dog died like a year or so ago.
Well, close your ears. I need to say it to
Well,
the internet as
I
my
helped
form
him
of.
with that, but I'm just saying. That's-
Yep. I always say just don't listen to this portion then. If it's gonna be triggering, please don't listen to this. I am going to state it.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler: our dog is alive.
Yeah, our dog is fine. Like she's here. She's like still recovering from her
Why?
anesthesia right now.
I literally
So
ran
she's
into
really
you.
loopy. It was around a year and a half. Okay, I was like, please don't like if this is gonna be bad, don't listen. But I do need to as a form of just like processing it in my brain. She is fine right now. So like the surgery went well. They pulled
Why?
a bunch of
Why,
teeth.
you
They
freaking stupid
I think they pulled 4. Like the surgery went well.
The worst enemies ever, and this is the reason
They
never come back.
drained all the inflammation around her eye and all that stuff because he couldn't get a good look at it yesterday because she was she's old, so when you grab her in places just like she gets pretty aggressive. So you know when you're trying to look at her teeth, when you're trying to touch her paws, places where she's like, hey, that's my business, not yours, like obviously she's gonna get a little aggressive. So he couldn't look at it, so he's like, well, I'll just look when I do the surgery. So he did the surgery. Went fine. She's upstairs resting, getting, the anesthesia. She's very skinny. She looks like if you took a coyote and bred it with a terrier, that's the vibe. She literally, best thing about it. Best thing about Oh My God. She looks like a coyote, but small.
Sorry, how much?
That was awesome.
He didn't get it.
Yeah, so our dog is very skinny.
I'm aware,
so
man. I'm working on
the anesthesia is just taking a long time to wear off. Just because she's old and she's very thin. She's 22 pounds, but she's also taller than our other dog.
I hate this part. It's a lot of guessing.
Oh, what the heck is this? What is this?
I love how he's like, trying to get out of this area alive. Haha. I'm like, oh wow. You really ruined whatever speech you had going on there with the haha.
Yeah. Yeah, she's resting upstairs. She's got a cone on because she had the wound in her face that was swelling, that she was itching at, so you had to put a cone on her. So she got the cone right now because they drained all that. However, they did call us to call our mom while she was doing this, and he's like, so good news is she's fine right now. Surgery went well. She's recovering well. She's sleeping. Bad news is she's got cancer. Woo! We were like, huh?
And-
Like she's saying this.
Well, the better part is
well,
what-
here's the thing. We could tell it was not gonna be good when the vet called her, and it wasn't the
Nurse.
it wasn't the nurse. It wasn't the receptionist. It was the vet himself, and we could hear his voice through the phone, and we were like, uh-oh. So
It gets better.
So yeah, it's like that's not even the best part. Why say the worst part when it's just the best? So essentially, she is 13. She is older dog. However, she's very healthy. The only ever time she's been sick or had procedures done is she tore her ACL actually. But because she's a small dog,
She's too much for track.
yeah, she's really athletic. And because she tore that, but because she's small, she didn't need surgery. they actually found a way to let it heal naturally, where it built up scar tissue to where she could walk on again. They had her on pain medicine for a while, but they didn't need to do surgery, which is actually has a lot less complications with, without doing the surgery, which is nice. That's the only major thing she's had. She's never had like heart problems, organ problems, anything like that. But when he was scraping her jaw, it turns out underneath, that was fun. Duh. Emergency. Oh, I don't. Oh, we didn't see any repeating messages, so you're good. They might just be repeating on your end. Ours will just come in one at a time, so you're good, buddy. Would you like Hershey's Kiss?
Well, better
Keep
get
going.
going.
It's okay. You still have a good time.
I got 2 lives.
Word. So he was like underneath all the swelling and from the abscess from the tooth, he did find a tumor, and we were like, okay, we were hoping it wasn't that, but there was a suspicion, but we were hoping it wasn't that. So there was a tumor in the back of her mouth that was swelling, and it turns out it's bone cancer, and it is the rarest, most archaic, most aggressive form of cancer there is for dogs, and it's also bone cancer.
So, that's the thing.
And he's like, it's literally ancient, like
It's extremely rare.
It's a very rare, super rare.
I'm telling you.
And it's something that
she's a wild dog.
yeah, and
That's
it's
why
gotta be like, it's some magical mutation in her genetic code that lets it happen, and that's what he's like, if you could get any tumor, this is the worst one you could get. You're like, oh, word?
Great!
Cool, I guess. Wow. Yeah, I just thought it was funny the way he said, he's like, if you could get any tumor, this one's the worst. And we were like,
this is the absolute worst thing you possibly could have on a dog.
That's literally the quote he said to us when we were sitting in the car. I honestly thought it was a little funny because, I don't know, I handle bad situations with humor.
That actually is why, as a species, we evolved humor, actually, believe it or not.
It's a coping mechanism?
Yeah, it's literally meant to help deal with pain.
Yeah, because I'm like the funny guy in the thing.
Like, so people
don't the funny guys.
Don't feel bad for, like, don't think it's rude when people go and laugh about things like that. It's like, humor literally was developed by us as a species in order to deal with pain. That's my role in this family. We're talking about this. My role in this family is kind of like the hee hoo hoo guy. So I try to make other people feel happy. She has super cancer. Because we have a super dog, that means we have to have super
because
cancer.
she, like her, we'll tell you in the back, we have time, I've had that humor.
We're not exactly going anywhere.
Yeah. So, when we adopted her, she's the first dog we adopted. We got her 6 months after moving to North Carolina.
Why are you just going crazy?
Because our goal living in North Carolina was we'd have a house big enough to have a dog. So we lived in California for 2 years, where we couldn't have a dog.
Please.
And when we lived in Pennsylvania, we had a dog, but we accidentally ran her over because she was literally from, like, my dad found her hunting, so she literally was wild, like, she was crazy because she had probably eaten some rotten meat when she was abandoned in the woods.
Yeah, like, she was abandoned by another person.
Yeah, some hunter abandoned her in the woods. Our dad found her and brought her home, and we kept her. I mean, it was Penny, right? No, Katie. I was like, where's Penny from? So they kept her, and she was like a beagle, so beagles aren't really smart to start with, and she also low-key was crazy from eating that rotten meat is what they assumed. So she actually ran out underneath our car when we were very little, and our mom hit her, and it was very dramatic for her. Because she literally ran beneath the tires as we were pulling out. Oh, I think that's a go for it. Yay, win! Okay, I'll tell you more of this story after we're done.
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably on our end. But luckily, this will be on our YouTube channel, Medieval VODs, where you can just jump into.
Okay, long story short, our dog has super cancer.
Oh, I'm just telling you about our first dog.
It's not really that interesting, trust me.
No, she was just crazy, and they found her in the woods.
It was kind of like.
I don't feel sorry. It's okay. You can watch all this stuff later.
It's kind of like when you get carnival prize. It's a prize, but it's not a good prize. There was not much connection. Trust me. We had more connection to our grandpa's dogs than we did to that dog.
Honestly,
we were too young, honestly, really to comprehend what was going on.
I don't really remember. I remember Chelsea more, which is our grandparents' dog.
That's what I'm saying. I remember
It was a big black lab. So I think she died from cancer too, because labs
they're notorious for that.
They said golden retrievers are like cancer dogs, is what the vet said. They're like, getting a golden retriever pretty much guarantees it's going to die from cancer. I was like,
So that's why you get mutts.
So when we got Lucy, we had just
Always
moved here,
rescue dogs.
and they went to a PetSmart like adopt-a-thon thing, and she was the one that actually she's been like Evie and my dad's dog for forever, my mom's dog too, like because she fell asleep in Evie's sweatshirt, and she was literally
the full story is that I picked
she
up
was
a puppy.
smaller than this Wii remote, mind you.
So
She was about the size of this game case.
So the story was we went in to go and look for a different dog. She had already been adopted. And we're like, well, as long as we're here, we drove all the way out, let's hold a puppy. Never hold a puppy. Just never hold a puppy.
I think I'm gonna change the title of our stream to talking about our dog who has cancer.
Why not? Like we have standards. But so
Keep going.
But so essentially, so I picked up a puppy, she picked up a puppy, I put mine down after a little bit. Lucy, at that point, was the puppy that my mom picked up, so she crawled up under my mom's hair and, like, fell asleep under her hair, and we're like, oh my gosh, so adorable, we must take this puppy with us. And so we stood there for a while like, are you sure? We didn't want to take home a puppy, because they were like 10 weeks old. Like, they hadn't even gotten spayed or their shots or anything like that.
Like, literally, it's like technically, you shouldn't have been able to adopt them. Technically, the people should have fostered them longer before they adopt them out. Because that's what our second dog, we got much older, because you're not supposed to adopt them for a certain time. But this, I think the people who were adopting them out had just found them. Didn't they find the mom?
They found the mom, and the rest of the puppies in like a cardboard box in the pile.
Yeah, I was like, they were like just recently abandoned. And I was like, they just brought him in. They
originally thought she was a boy too, because she was the runt of the litter.
Yeah, she also was the runt by a significant margin. The rest of them looked very much like German Shepherds. They were black and they had tan, and she was all tan with black accents. Like she had little ink-dipped tail. But so she was very cute.
So my mom picks up this puppy, and we're like, okay, we're gonna take it with us. And so like, well, I gotta go get the rest of the family, because we've been looking for dogs. Like, we gotta get the rest of the family so they can see the dog. So I take the dog, the little puppy, itty bitty puppy, and I have this like,
big.
you know, I have like a basic winter coat on. And so, first of all, she climbs in here. I'm like, okay, fine. She climbs in here, fine. She goes all the way behind me and literally just like, I'm sleeping here now. And so I'm just like hunched over, like, I can't lay back. I'm gonna crush the puppy.
So anyways, let's watch this cutscene. We can talk about it.
Oh, like after a dog does that to you, how do you not take it home?
Honestly.
So like, where's the puppy? She's back here somewhere.
My boobs.
She's having a good time.
Like, why does he have a gun?
Let's take care of business first.
He's got a machine with guns on it.
Hand over the Chaos Emerald slowly.
I think it's more intimidating than a giant robot.
Girlfriend. That is, if you really cared for her.
Handing over.
Cringy or not, like this still has
I can kill two birds
eons
with
more
one stone.
personality than the current games did.
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
Is he gonna shoot the emerald?
No.
You turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Why would you step into the thing? You should have just put the
I
emerald.
didn't know what it was.
You should have thrown the thing.
Whoa.
Gotcha. Gotcha,
You
baby.
thought you could trick me with that?
That thing's really good at catching hedgehogs.
I'm really into it.
How did you know it wasn't the real one?
Because you just told me, Fox Boy.
Rookie mistake.
Now for a little space ride. Capsule clears the colony bad.
I'm counting on you, Tails. And Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic! It has the same wavelength and properties, but is less powerful than the real one.
The same wavelength and properties.
Yeah, Shadow the Master Emerald.
It's just cast rights, like the ones that cast rights.
Farewell, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of.
Boss battle.
The real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sorry.
I mean, like, what's gonna do if he releases them? He's not gonna release them first of all.
Yeah,
Just watch him shoot his friend out in space.
Won't give up.
not much is obvious. I'm gonna probably die and have to go back and get more lives, because I got 2 lives, so FYI. This boss fight is me.
You're no match for me.
Word.
You weak little fox.
Anyways, Anyways, good thing we watched Sonic die. Let's talk about our dog.
Back to death.
Back to our dog dying. She's not dead, by the way. She's fine. She's upstairs right now.
Like we said.
They're literally, yeah, they're watching a movie and petting her and making sure, like, the problem is we don't know that she has IV fluids, so at some point she's gotta pee. But we don't know when she's not, like, cognizant enough to stand up yet. She still can't stand on her own, so we're, like, waiting for that, which is funny. Oh, he's got, like, the Mega Drive. He's got all these upgrades done.
That's what I'm saying. I got close, but...
You got it. Yeah, so, we adopted her, but we didn't know what she was, because they thought she was a German Shepherd mixed with a Terrier, because she looked a ton like a German Shepherd puppy. Because she had the dark snout, dark ears, dark tail, but tan body. They're like, oh, she looks kind of like a Shepherd. She's like, that's okay, she's super cute. So we brought her home. Gonna head out, maybe pop in right now. I'm getting through a couple things. Oh, sorry, dude.
How does he turn so fast?
Speed, dog. Definitely, yeah, check it out. It might be from our end, just because our internet's stinky dinky. Yeah, if it's not working, definitely check out the VOD
I know it's painful. That doesn't help anything
on the channel. This will be up probably tomorrow, depending. The rest of them are up, so this one will probably be up.
Actually, I think everything but the most recent one.
Okay, like almost every other one is still up. And then,
well, actually, all the ones we put on there were up. I don't know if you
it might, yeah, it might
the
be
one
small.
about gossiping about people don't have.
Yeah, everything except for this past Tuesday is up on YouTube. This one is, and then this will be on the
I blew
archive.
him up by accident.
Good job. So yeah, hopefully it works later. It might be on our end. I don't know, our internet's kind of stinky sometimes. It wouldn't be shocking if that was added up to today.
I feel some strange energy.
Because, yeah, he's used to working with a master animal, so he can sense chaos energy.
Doink. Who's got purple eyes? Or blue? Purple.
Normally they're green, but no Sonic.
Hey, Sonic! Whoa, I wasn't sure if I could pull that one off. Somehow I managed to use the chaos control.
Abby screaming.
Are you okay?
I'm worried about Tails and Amy. I hate to ask, but could you help them? This is our last chance. Before the cannon fires, I'll slam dunk it in there.
Because they got 21 minutes before the thing goes off. So you know.
So you know that means timed levels, baby.
No, it means we gotta go do this and find Shadow.
And then a timed level, baby.
But I was saying before in the original one is like that capsule thing is the same thing that Shadow gets trapped in. So I'm like, yeah, that thing's just really good at catching fast hitons, I guess.
See, this level isn't that bad. I've played this level a bunch of times. Mostly, we played this on the battle mode.
Because it's 90% grinding.
I'm good at grind running. When you play on the battle mode, when you play as Metal Sonic, he instantly goes faster on the grind rails. So it's like, if you play as him, you don't have to steer or anything. You literally just instant win. So I just play as him, but he's pretty bad on levels otherwise, because he has no attack moves whatsoever.
Yep, so it's anything that isn't that grind rail is usually just me hitting her with chaos.
Yeah, and she plays as Shadow, and she's always chaos control, and you have like mash the A button for getting to go fast. And I have no attack, so I literally can't attack back. And I only play as Metal Sonic because why would I not? You am I gonna play as Amy? No.
I like playing with her.
Yeah. I play as Metal Sonic
because our interesting thing when we were kids is that because we could get through Shadow's first boss fight, but not Sonic's first boss fight, we used to like, oh, so Shadow's just stronger than Sonic. That's why we can do it. Not that we just suck.
Even though they're literally like the same exact boss fight.
Yeah, well, technically speaking, lore-wise, Shadow is significantly stronger. He's in between Sonic and Knuckles in terms of attack. He's not quite as strong as Knuckles. Speed honestly varies whether you faster or slower than Sonic. It changes in a lot of games. Most of the time, though, they're just considered equal.
Yeah.
But, yeah. His big thing is...
Testing if Twitch works on my laptop since mobile isn't working. Cool. Well, let us know if it works on your laptop.
The biggest thing that actually Shadow has is, like, until Silver came along, he was the first one to really have a sort of special ability. As far as, like, all his chaos abilities. Which, actually, he can use more regularly after this one because he gets supercharged from throwing super forms for this one. Of course, also doesn't know how to manage that power very well and kind of falls in Earth's atmosphere. you know,
It'd be like that.
it'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's so quirky
Hey,
and fun.
no one gave you a manual on how to use a super form.
On
So,
how to
you know,
become Super Saiyan, but the Sonic version.
Sonic knew because he had to fight a giant water monster, so, you know,
Straight up. Yeah.
so he was already familiar. And they didn't exactly have a lot of time to, you know, swap.
And speaking of small animals dying, skip back.
Why do you make that transition?
Let's get back to the story about our dog. Nothing much. We just adopted her once we first moved. So she is 3 years younger than our youngest sister. I was 10 when we got her, exactly. So it's an easy time span. I'm 23,
Oh,
so
it was
she's
really,
13.
like, right after we moved here.
Yeah, it was 6 months. We hadn't even lived here a whole year. And it was December, and it just snowed the night we got her. It's pretty awesome.
Thank you for telling me it's fun, Omar. I wouldn't.
Homegirl's mad smart. You can't trick her because she's smart. You're like, you know when you like throw the ball and some dogs run? Like our second dog runs for it.
It's
She's
funny.
very dumb. She's sitting there like, I know you have it. I know it's in your pocket. I can smell your stupidity. We're like, alright, chill with the rudeness. We always joke that she had like a German accent.
Well,
in her
like
brain.
half the things that she knows how to do, like trick-wise or like habit-wise, we didn't teach her. She just picked up on that we did it over and over again. And she's like, oh, so when you say this, this happens.
But when you look at her, she looks like a domesticated coyote.
Pretty much it.
Because she's very, very skinny. Like, you know how greyhounds, you can see their ribs and everything? That's her, except she doesn't have like
Here,
the
space
short
sheep.
coat. She's fur. She's got like a regular fur coat, so she looks kind of. You can save yourself. Yeah. When she was walking into the vet, it was like she looks kind of almost because she's lost about 5 pounds in the last year, which honestly should have been an indicative sign, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know how long she's had it.
I honestly don't know.
But she's lost 5 pounds in the last year. So she used to be 27 pounds. She's now 22 pounds. The vet said it's because a lot of it's because she's getting older, so your muscles just atrophy as you age.
Well, we like to joke. It's like, yeah, she lost 5 pounds, Perry found them.
And our dog found those 5 pounds. Our other one.
So, he's back.
Yeah, so she looks like this mangy looking wild dog. And we don't know what breed she is. Like, we've never had it tested. Because they always assumed she was some sort of mix, but actually, I think she might have been it's a Carolina dog, which is, it's like an indigenous dog here.
They're like the American dingo.
Literally, they're the American breed of dingo, because she looks kind of like a dingo, but obviously it's like an
So,
Australian
you know,
dog.
Carolina's wild dogs.
Yeah, literally Carolina's indigenous wild dog. So that's what they think she might be. Because she has a lot of traits that it might
She
have.
looks a lot like
Something reasonable is that a wild dog or a coyote or something like that bred with a terrier, because they know her mom was a terrier. Their mom was small, but the rest of her siblings are big. They're big dogs, and they're fluffy, and they got black fur. She looks way different. Oh, it's like she's ginger and I'm not. It's like she looks way different from them because she's tan, she's very tiny, she's skinny. You didn't run fast enough? Yeah. So like, she was just completely built different. And so we're like, we don't know what she is. So the only problem with mutts is when you don't know what kind of breed they're based off of, you don't know their base health problems. Like we know eventually Harry, our other dog's gonna have hip problems because he looks like he's part lab. Also, we know he's a dwarf because of the way he stands and his paw size. He's dwarf, so we know at some point he's gonna have joint problems because of dwarfism. I love that music. But we don't know like if she was gonna have anything. But now we know that she has a predisposition to rare terminal illnesses.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. But the prognosis isn't the worst. I mean, it's bad. It actually is the worst.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, actually, now I remember it. The vet did say this was literally the worst prognosis you can get.
So, like, anything besides, oh, sorry, your dog died is probably worse.
Yeah, I was like, I guess the only worst thing was having we lost her on the table during the surgery, which luckily they didn't. We were worried they would. Oh no, you lost all your lives. Yay! It's been that kind of week. Earlier today. Yeah, but it's mine. I can give you some. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so we like earlier today we wanted to go. You want to know an embarrassing fact? Well, earlier today we went to go hiking. My little sister for some reason stole my like janky hiking shoes. So I had no shoes. I was like, okay, word. We went to like we went to Target. They didn't have any of the things we needed, so that was cool. It's just that kind of day.
I told you about how Zenith's current voice actor, Roger Smith, quit. So he's getting a new voice actor. I hope it's more like this one.
Yeah, this one's
The
pretty
other
good.
one's voice just bothered me. Also, the writing was cringy, but the voice in general was fine.
Yeah. Also, embarrassing fact about today, I am so embarrassed. I think you already know what it is.
Why are you embarrassed?
I had my underwear inside out all day.
Again, of all the other things you've done today, that was the thing you thought was embarrassing?
I didn't notice till I was around. I was like, you're lying. Because, well, this morning, I normally
No one
wake up.
sees your underwear,
No,
though.
well, I
That's the
normally
big
wake up
problem.
around 8:30. But today, because we had our dog had like her surgery today that we only scheduled yesterday, we had to change some of her stuff and drop off my youngest sister before we could take her to the vet because we had to drop her off between 8 and 9 a.m. and my little sister gets dropped off for school at like
For
7:30.
some reason, I thought you were going to say drunk.
Drunk off at school. Yeah, so we had to drop her off and go. So then I went with her because it's always good to have two people, one to drive and one to watch the dog, just in case anything happens. So the first time I woke up was at like 4 or something, super early. I was like, this is not happening. So I went back to sleep. But I also sleep. There's 2 windows on the edges of my bed, so either way I lay, I'm directly facing the sun, which is great. So the second time I woke up, I was like so warm. I was like sweating. I was like, okay, this is awful. And I vaguely heard people moving, but I was like, I need to go. I'm so tired. I have to go back to sleep. Because we've been also just be doing so much stuff this week that I've been exhausted. But then I heard my little sister's backpack jingling and she walked down the hall and I was like, you know how you do that? Sometimes you wake up and you're like, I'm awake. And I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what time it is. Well, then I also didn't.
This is.
Yeah, it's like I don't know where I'm at. So I got up and I like blind. Also, for the first like 15 minutes I'm awake, my eyes are really blurry, so I can't see. The most of the time I do my morning routine, mostly blind. Like I'm brushing my teeth. I don't wear glasses or contacts. I just, for some reason in the morning, my eyes are just like watery and blurry and gross. And it's not like rubbing them doesn't help or anything. I literally just have to like keep blinking till they're fine.
I think a lot of people want to know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's only like 2 minutes. It's like 15 to 20 minutes. Like, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm dressed, I've gone to the bathroom, I'm doing my hair, and I still can't see anything.
I don't think I opened my eyes all the way for at least the first half hour.
Well, they're open.
Well,
And I'm like doing this.
I'm always like,
Yeah, but you have your sleeping phase. You're always squinting. You're always very. I'm always like I can't see. So I was doing that. So I was like, I just like got dressed. I knew I had like one pair of comfortable underwear that I could fulfill. Because you know sometimes you got underwear that you're like, I gotta wear this for my fancy dress, or these are my workout ones. I was like, these are ones that I'm fine sitting in a. I was like, these are ones I'm fine sitting in a car for like all day. Because I figure we'd be sitting in the car all day because we have to pick her up probably between 4 and 5 is what I was assuming, which I was right. We eventually did have to pick her up between 4 and 6. It was an all-day surgery because it was slightly exploratory, but most of it they were pulling teeth, is what I knew. So I got dressed, stumbled down the stairs, you know, got some food ready. I didn't want to take any coffee because like, well, I could probably get coffee from McDonald's or something out there, so I'm not gonna waste.
like 2 different coffee drinks?
I did end up getting 2 different coffee drinks, which is very nice. So we, I got out in the car, we dropped her off. I curled in the front seats, then we went to drop her off at the vet, rolled up. You wanna know what time? 8:01 a.m. we rolled up. You know when we were supposed to drop her off? Between 8 and 9 a.m. So we came up exactly on time. The first time my mom called, they weren't even ready yet because they're like, nobody answered. She was on the other line. They were still setting up the office. So she called back the second time and they were like, oh yeah, we can come bring her. Like, come drop her off. So we did that. And then we went to, the car dealership because we needed to get the oil change on the van.
The thing that you did at the car dealership, I think, is way worse than your underwear because no one can see your underwear.
I found no problem, so I can watch it. It turns out that downloading with Steam murders your internet speed completely. Yeah, if you're downloading large files and trying to stream, That'll do it for you.
That's video game nerd 101.
That'll do it for you. So we went to the car dealership, which I didn't know because I was also morbidly exhausted. Didn't know where I was at, what time it was, what's going on.
What universe we're in?
I was only awake enough to grab my 3DS in a fanny pack and my phone. Didn't even grab a water bottle. Put on my Crocs. Luckily, I grabbed shoes. I have a track record of going places and not remembering shoes. I went to class in college like that. I've been to stores. I've been to preschool. I walked my dog. When my last dog went to the vet, actually.
Okay.
Can you like
Go
aim?
on the dang thing and go forward.
There you go. Why don't you film both of them? When we took our last dog to the vet, I actually forgot shoes. So I had to walk him around outside shoeless, which is great because it was freezing cold.
Barefoot?
Shoeless, barefoot, same thing. So luckily I brought shoes, and then we went to the car dealership. So we left it, and then we had to like go sit, and we were sitting outside. And I remember thinking, I'm not gonna grab a jacket because I'll be too hot in the car with it, because I'm normally really warm. And then we had to go sit outside in the cold, because it's cold today, of course. And I was like, wow, I hate being alive. This is literally the worst. And also, my mom and I were sitting there and we're like, we're so gross because we needed to shower yesterday. But we went to that track meet that ended up being 5.5 hours, and we came home. It was already like 9:30 or whatever. It was really late considering that we had only been home for an hour and a half that day. So we both just like went to sleep. We were just completely exhausted. Oh my god, it's following you. Oh my god. Oh my god, stop! Sorry, that scares me. I hate when they follow you like that. That really freaks me out. Yeah, so, oh.
Why?
You're doing great, honestly.
Well, I mean, really, honestly.
Yeah, it's not bad. 5 minutes.
So do you want to...
Oh, we rolled up to we're at the car dealership, and we're sitting outside, and we're on this metal bench, and it's really cold. So we're sitting there for, it's probably been a half an hour, 45 minutes already. We've been there for a long time. I've already played Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone for a significant period of time. I don't want to play anymore. I've already like been on social media. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play on my DS. But I was like, I can't do it while I'm sitting here because I'm sitting in halfway in the sun, so I can be warm. But because I'm sitting at the angle of the sun because it's the morning, because right now it's probably 8:30 at the latest. I was like, I want to be warm in the sun, but also I can't see my screen at all. And I was like, oh, just sit to your back to the sun. I was like, okay, but then I get the wind from the other side of the building.
You just can't be
unfortunately. Well, yeah, I was freezing, and she
really?
had short sleep. That's so funny. That's so funny. Wow. I love this level, honestly. Space level, baby. Yeah, that's rough. And then, so we're at the dealership, and we've been sitting there, and I was like, my mom and I were like, it's so cold. And I was like, well, what if I just lay on the pavement in the sun, just on my back, laying down, face to the sky. And she was like, okay, well, like, who's gonna stop you? I was like, okay, then don't tempt me, because I will. So we ended up sitting on the ground. We're like, we'll sit against these two pillars, because we're in front of the car dealership. Mind you, all the walls are glass, so everyone can see us, woohoo. And we're at the front of the dealership, also, next to the bay that's on the right. We dropped off our van almost an hour ago, and so we're going to sit against these two pillars, but because it's pollen season, the one I'm next to, which is facing the sun so I can see my DS screen, is covered in pollen. And I was like, do you have like a tissue I can wipe the top off? Because obviously I'm super allergic to pollen, and I would love to not have that all over me all day. And she's like, no, I don't have any tissues, but I do have this panty liner. She's like, but you're not going to use that, right? And I was like,
that is also for the male audience.
a panty liner is for you when you have your period. You have tampons, pads, and panty liners. Pads are for heavy duty. Panty liners is when it's really, this is different. Okay, word is for when it's really light flow, you know? Essentially, it's just there for days when you're just letting out a little bit of something. And, so they're not thick.
Yes!
And
I
so I have this panty liner in my
easily.
hand. She pulled it out of her purse, and I'm scraping this pollen off the wall.
With essentially
she took a video of me. I was literally like,
Barely made it.
I was like,
she took a video? She didn't tell me she took a video?
She took a video.
I want to see the video.
And then, well, the best part is, as if that's not mortifying enough, that I'm scrubbing the wall
Also,
with this painting
I
liner.
like how you say this is mortifying. You chose to do that of your own free will.
I wanted to lay there. I have to pause my story for this cut. Oh, good. Chow world, so we're going on. This old guy, not an employee, just some guy who's getting his car serviced, who's just walking around looking at the cars, walks up and he goes, what you doing there? I was like, cleaning the pollen. Like, no, I'm just Serving up a 3-course meal. What are you doing today, sir?
She is, I'm scared to use anything here for the Malvern goats.
Don't
Don't worry, it's fine. If it is bad, we'll let it through.
Yeah, I don't care. Yes, I'm scrubbing. I'm scrubbing this pond. And he's like, wouldn't it be better to go sit inside? And my mom and I are like, we're not gonna sit inside. It's COVID. You want us to go sit inside? But we didn't say that. We were like, no, I think I'll just stay outside. Haha. Like, it's nice in the sun. And he's like,
Look
all
at this
right
really
then.
bald baby right here.
Yeah, why is my baby so naked?
I don't
It's
know.
literally like, I don't know.
It just chooses to be that way.
Don't worry.
Anyways, that's up to
It
you.
constantly look perturbed.
Yeah, whatever works. So he's like, then he's just like, there's this old man, you know how they put their hands behind their back and they're just ambling away. And my mom and I were sitting there like, because he literally just sat there and was just like, what you doing? I was like, cleaning the pollen off the wall with a panty liner so I can sit against it and play on my Nintendo 3DS. Oh, this cutscene's so important. Story on pause.
What can I say? I die hard.
Die Hard.
You actually saved me, you know.
It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way we could have activated the Chaos
Their
Control
voices are so quiet.
using an emerald that's
That's what I'm saying.
fake.
Imagine this game
So,
remastered.
there's
Just
more to
fixing
you
the
than
cutscene.
just
I like how they're
looking
talking and they just start running.
at- What are you anyway?
This voice is so good.
Guy that loves adventure.
Last name's Humphrey. I don't remember what his first name is.
I see. But you know, I can't let you
Start
go.
skating. Yeah.
Your adventuring days are coming to an
This
end.
was honestly this game and Heroes were when in Shadow the Hedgehog, obviously, where when Shadow had the best run animation because he actually looked like he was skating. Now he's actually on the ground. In modern games, it just doesn't look right because it doesn't look like he's actually
No,
skating.
he's got those shoe
He looks
lights.
like he looks like he's running and just literally skating on the ground. But the
Isn't
whole,
his box ball the worst? I don't remember. Oh, isn't Shadow's version of this worse because the floor falls away?
no, it does actually that think of the
Oh, word. But wasn't Sonic's or Shadow's version of this boss battle worse?
he has suck at both.
Okay, I didn't remember. You're out control.
Well, they're always like, hey, just somersault into him. Like, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. Should I tell the rest of my story now? How long do you think this boss fight is? Or should I hold it
I'm
till the
sure I'm
end?
gonna die any moment now, so go for it.
Okay, so you remember 3 seconds ago when I said I was panty lining the wall,
Panty lining the wall.
getting the pull off. So I was like, okay, this is fine. So then I finished, and now sitting there. So I'm sitting there, you know, on my butt, my little legs out, and I can't see because of the screen. So I put I have this fanny pack that has llamas on it from Walmart.
He turned me around and the camera moved.
That's the worst. Okay, and
Yeah,
you're dead.
I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's because if you are going and spin dashing into each other, you're just gonna keep bouncing off each other until one of you gets out of your spin.
Literally.
I didn't even
Love
get
you.
to the special attack. We just got to the point where we were hitting each other.
Yeah. And so I have my little llama
I love when
fanny
this
pack.
happens.
And I have my Nintendo 3DS, it's red, and I put it under my legs so I could use the shadow, and I just turned on. So we've been sitting here for a while, I've been playing a bunch of other games, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play Fire Emblem on my DS. So I get it out, and I'm sitting there, and the car associate guy just now chooses to walk out, and he's like, your car is ready, and I was like, ah!
After all the effort with Panty Liner,
Why? I was like, I just fought against this wall. I so painstakingly scrubbed.
come on.
I had to get accosted by some old guy about. I was like, and I guarantee you people will look into that glass wall looking at it. It's like, okay. So that was my favorite point. You get him? You get him? Sure, yeah, baby.
The
Cutscene.
ultimate light.
Game over, Shadow.
Got him. Gotta admit,
More to come.
Their whole duel scene in Sonic X, awesome.
He's giving birth.
Sonic, I did it.
Amy, that's really bad for your hips.
Also, didn't he tell Knuckles to go and help them?
Sonic!
Knuckles
said-
got lost. Knuckles is for sure trying to get there, but lost.
Oh, true. But I'm like,
For sure
I like how
on his way.
they literally show Eggman snagging the Chaos Emerald. I'm like, yeah, how did you lose that, Tails, in this whole fight?
Don't they blow up the earth?
No, they do that in Shadow Hedgehog.
Oh, word.
they don't technically do it, but the canon does go on. It was actually built for a very particular purpose.
Destroying the Earth? No. That's a pretty particular purpose.
No. It was destroyed it was meant to destroy large planetoid-like objects.
Yeah, buddy!
Like ones that could come and try and leech all the life out of the Earth.
Okay, word.
Yep.
And that's the hero story
It's actually much shorter than the Dark Story.
and it doesn't make as much sense at all. The Dark Story makes way more sense. That's Sonic Grand, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Also, welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you. We're doing Sonic Adventure 2 tonight.
We
So
just finished the hero story right now.
The biggest thing that's about with the hero story is that you're jumping around a lot more because you don't really know what's happening. You don't know why the Dark people are doing anything. You don't know where any of them are come from, and you don't know any of their plan besides Dr. Eggman's trying to be, oh, take over the world, but then again, what else is doing? Like, you don't know anything about Shadow and Rouge really at all in this version. So, when you go into the Dark Story, it actually makes way more sense. I think that's intentional. I think they do intend to just do the Sonic, hey, you're saving the world, and then the Dark one's like, oh, here's what's actually happening. And also, there's more boss fights and, potentially more levels in the Dark Story. This is Sonic's thing. Fun fact, these exact lyrics were used for his, song in Sonic Adventure, but it's a completely different song.
Fun.
Yeah, different artists, different tune. It's like, very different. I honestly kind of
I totally forgot we did that whole cart level.
Yeah, that was the time. The human with the weird face. I think you know.
The president.
Humans. But, no, I love they have Sonic, in the Sonic X where you have Shadow and Sonic, fighting against each other. Because the first time they fight is obviously very one-sided. And the second time they fight is honestly still kind of one-sided. The third time they fight is equal, but Chris gets in the way, so ultimately Sonic loses again. But so by the time they get to it, wow, look at Amy's face in that. By the time they get to the last one, it's pretty cool when he's actually standing up with Shadow. But the cool thing that they do in that is that they both learn like a technique from the other one. Namely, Shadow only used Chaos Spear beforehand. Well, Sonic uses Spin Dash, which obviously whenever he's in that, he's invulnerable, so he lost. That's how Shadow ultimately lost. Sonic Spin Dashed him in the face, and he couldn't break through that. Sonic learned the Chaos Control from Shadow, but then when Shadow was facing the Bio Lizard later, he used the Spin Dash in order to beat him. So they both learned, like, the other one's signature skill, which was really cool. And Shadow never used it before that, and then he would use it later on, and it would just be very useful, because they're like, yeah, we forgot that move. Like, there was a time when they were having to fight up against him, because, again, that's just what Shadow's good for sometimes, just fighting against hero people. But they have this one moment where he's like, he's fighting against Knuckles. Knuckles can match him in strength. He's not even close to him in speed, though, so it literally was like,
dude, yeah, 10th anniversary of Sonic, baby.
So it was like, yeah, if Knuckles could actually land a hit, he could probably knock Shadow out. The problem was that he couldn't catch him, so he was literally just spinballing off the...
Oh, is there a post-credit scene? No,
not yet. He was literally spinballing off the walls and hit Knuckles in the back, and he's like, oh, hey, that's gonna stop him. Like, yeah, and they're like, so 6 metal walls, 1 spin dash, go through the whole dang thing, and they're like, you could try harder than that, and he's just like, okay then. Now the funny thing is actually though, in that particular scene, so Shadow because the idea is Shadow's chasing down, you remember
Eggman steals the research from a military base located on an island to the south. The military's top secret weapon, Shadow, sealed in the space colony Ark, the 7 Chaos Emerald. When all of the keys have been collected, world conquest will be at hand. Sonic Adventure 2, the Dark Side Story. Long live the Eggman Empire.
Man, it's been a long time since they did stuff like that.
Was that a commercial?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much was.
Wow.
Good times.
What? That was cute.
I thought it was funny. No, so the cool thing that happened in it was...
We're gonna do the whole Dark Story now as much as we can tonight.
Yeah. But anyways, to finish what I was saying, so you remember the Cosmo girl, the alien girl that they had? And then she turned out to be a spy in the end?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I remember her
Not
being a spy.
She was more like set in there as kind of like a hidden camera, and she was not aware of it. But yeah, the reason the bad guys knew what they were doing was because they literally were looking through her vision and hearing all the time, so they could tell exactly what was going on.
Well, she was a little plant person, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a little plant person.
Anyways, keep going.
So Shadow and Rouge figured that out.
You might as well check on our chows while you do this.
Shadow and Rouge figured that out. Rouge was going about it the more casual way, because she's like, it was more kind of the matter of she's like, I'm here to talk to you guys. Shadow's just doing his thing. I mean, he wouldn't talk to me for an hour because he was busy brooding. So I'm like, I'm just
He's
doing
being
whatever.
angsty. I'll talk to him when he's done.
Well, I love Rouge in the comics and the Archie comics because seriously, she gets on him about that all the time. Like, literally, there's a point where they get, like, split up, and they don't know if he survived, because essentially there was a giant explosion. So she's essentially worrying, she's like, okay, either he's busy in a fight right now, or he's off brooming in a corner somewhere. Whichever he is, I'm going to kill him later. And again, she doesn't know if he's alive or not, so essentially it was like, either he's hurt, or he's doing something stupid, in which case I'm going to kill him.
Oh, now you're throwing them in the water? You're always taking them out of the water.
Well, I don't have anything for him, that's why
I thought you were gonna give them some.
I was just gonna, you know, be a
helicopter parent.
Be a helicopter parent.
Yeah, like, I'm very- well, I can finish my story real fast. Where I'll just give you the update if you don't remember. Here are the main points of the story. Used a
There's really
panty liner
nice
to
water.
clean a wall. Laid against a pollen wall. Got questioned by an old man about the
Your life
methods
choices?
of my actions. And then was playing a 3DS on the ground when the car salesman guy rolls
I mean,
up.
honestly, that's hardly. The
He
bad
looks
worst
younger than me, though. So I'm sitting there with my mom. I'm also wearing, like, my dad's old Disneyland t-shirt and men's extra large sweatpants.
That's right. Eat that fruit.
He's like, good. And so he rolls up, and I had just opened my DS. I'm like, you're kidding me. Because then he's coming up, and I could tell from the look in his eyes he was judging me for playing my Nintendo 3DS on the ground.
I don't think that's what he was judging you for. He saw what you were doing.
I never took that. I never thought about that before. I didn't know he might have seen me cleaning the wall with the panty
Well, I mean, you
liner.
were. You said it was a glass building, right?
Yeah, but there's like the glass building, and the garage was over here, and he had to walk like this
But are you
direction.
doubting that he saw you doing that?
I actually didn't consider the possibility. I thought he was judging me for my DS.
I don't think he was
I was
judging you
so
for your DS.
insecure. I was like, no.
I think you're insecure
I
of the
want
wrong
to play
thing.
Fire Emblem. So then he walked us back to like the office where they could check us out and stuff. And they, you know, he was talking about the car and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know anything about
When you try
cars.
to pick up the fruit and you should pick up the
Pick
child,
up the child instead. And then he pulls, so he goes to get our van. He's like, I'll go get your van for you. Because it is a van. And he, like, whips it into the garage. He was, like, he's going fast. I was like, why are you going so fast? It's a van. It's from 2011. It's not even a new one. And my mom's like, yeah, look at him in the swagger wagon. I was like, shut up. Well, at first he's like, what color is it? Gray? And she goes, it's pre-dawn mica. Because that's the official color, like the Toyota color for the car.
Because
the
they have a
official
different gray-
registered one.
They have a different gray now that's different than Mom.
Yeah, it's pre-dawn mica is what it's called. We have two cars that are pre-dawn mica. That's how we know. And so she's like, yeah, it's pre-dawn mica. So the manager's right across.
Your food.
This guy's desk is here. He's the manager of like the area's desk, and she was like, haha, like they laughed at that. And then my mom said, yeah, he's pulling the swagger wagon, and she went and she was like, yeah, they have a whole song for it. My mom's like, yeah, I know. I was like, if you start singing the swagger wagon song, I will take your kneecaps and hit them, and that's about it.
Because you break her kneecaps. Like
I would like
you're going
to,
for something,
but she's
and you-
way stronger than me.
Oh yeah, she has mom steps.
She's way stronger than me. So then
Tense
she was bonding with this manager over that, and I was like, "Stop! You're
Guess you
being
can go
like,
put this one in
you're
school
being
if
like,
you want.
like sometimes she's like a cool mom, and then sometimes she's just like a mom
A
that's
mom?
yeah, she's just like a mom. You know how mom. I thought you fell through the floor and like glitch. I was like, if we glitch this game through in Chow Garden, I'll end stream. Stream ending right now. Yeah. So she was like bonding with this lady with the swagger wagon, and they were giggling at me. You know how old people do it. They were giggling like, haha, you're embarrassing your kid. I also think they thought I was a teenager, because you know I have a mask on and stuff, so you can't like see my whole face.
Okay, so where do we get this child from?
Whose kid is this? Just put it back in school. We don't know who it is. Put it back.
This is our child.
Leave it.
No, they already.
No,
They already go dance.
Oh no! I guess just throw them in regular garden. Throw them once, so then they. No, that shortens their lifespan. Just go throw it in the
I
garden.
can put it in
I
the
don't
neutral garden. You can hang out with my
know.
next
Just go
child.
dump it. And they're bonding over embarrassing me, which is great. And then they come back, and I was like, Mom, you're being embarrassing. And when we would go to the car after she does more embarrassing things, she's like, what? You're embarrassed to be a 23-year-old who's unemployed sitting with her mom at the car stop on a Friday morning? I was like,
Wow, she came for you.
I was hurt for. I'm still hurt now. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Chow. Did I put it in the dark room?
It hurt my feelings so bad. I was like, ow. Because She called. She's like, yeah, 23-year-old who's unemployed sitting with her mom at a car dealership. Is that why you're embarrassed? I was embarrassed because he saw me playing on my 3DS and I thought he was judging me. And she was like, I was like, why is everyone gotta bring up that I'm unemployed?
That's just like the one thing.
They always
It's like,
bring it up. I was like,
Madeline, unemployed, live back.
yeah, it's like no one ever rags on me for being.
Oh, I forgot I gave you a monobrow. That's
I was
great.
like, what's going? No one rags on me for being dumb. I mean, they do, but you know, like
You
people.
just have,
Well, here's
have
the
a
thing:
paycheck.
being the token funny person in the family.
Here, you get.
What
you have a
is
friend.
that? What is on her face? Take it off.
It's a monobrow.
How do you take it off?
I have to go get something that gives a different head ornament.
That's so ugly. Why would you do that? If the color was different, it looks fine. But the
Yeah.
orange looks so bad on her skin
Because
tone.
I just had extra gorillas lying around.
Go find another.
Or go find other stuff.
How much time did you put in? Her stats are level 99.
I went through the entire
When
game.
did we get? Why are we getting that?
I have no idea.
Maybe just by touching your chow, it just gives you emblems.
I don't know. But, no, literally,
I think by putting her in the garden, it registered that you beat all the races because she has the emblem.
maybe. But,
Okay.
no, on my game that I got her in, I literally had only her, and so I gave literally everything I had to her, so her stats just kind of got that high.
Yeah, I've done that with chows too, but I've never gotten level 99.
She's level 99 in run and fly.
Yeah, I've never done that before. Anyways, being the funny person at home, you're typically the butt of all the jokes, which generally is fine. Go do the 100 rings one, it'll go way faster. Is this Wild Canyon? No, Wild Canyon might go slow, but it's fine. It's not hard to find 100 rings as long as you don't get hit. So I was like, normally I'm okay with, taking a good old joshing around. But whenever people try to insult me, my brother does it all the time too. Whenever people try to insult me, the first thing they always bring up was like, yeah, well, you're a college graduate who's unemployed. And I gotta look at him. I gotta look at him in the eyes and go, at least I graduated college, you scrub. Homie who dropped out of his freshman year English class at community college, bro. At least I went to a 4-year institution and graduated. It shows that I can stick with something.
Oh, and it's kind of like, it wasn't a matter of, oh, I have other time commitments or something like that. It's like, no, he just was lazy. He didn't want to complete it.
Just didn't
He
want.
had all the time in the world, and he's very smart.
Yeah, that's what I think. Our brother actually tested higher than both of us on the ACT, which
But
is
yes,
based.
this
It based.
combines
The SAT is your knowledge. I don't know if we have like non-American viewers. We normally do, but I don't know if they're here on Friday because we started really late.
Yeah. Sorry for all the people in other time zones.
Yeah, I was like, our normal Friday is probably asleep because they're when we start at 7, it's like already 3 a.m. there for them.
Pretty sure you still tune them out.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. But SAT, which is the standardized testing you take to get into college, you take them in high school, tests what you've learned in school. So it's essentially testing how well your teachers taught you. And the ACT tests your aptitude. The SAT is graded on a scale of like thousands.
That's why everyone wants the ACT nowadays.
And the ACT is based on like 1 to 33 or 36 is like I think it's like 33 is the maximum. And so, I think I got a 30. I think, what did you get?
I don't know.
You most likely got also either 29 or 30. And he tested actually higher than us, out of 33. So that's really good. Because only the smart people, like I had friends in high school who did like, 26s, 22s, like those aren't, generally people get mid to upper 20s who are in like honors classes and stuff. So he tested higher than us, so he's smarter than us in a lot of aspects. However,
He does not apply himself
homie,
whatsoever.
he also has the same flaws that I do in the way of like, unless you're motivated, like you're not gonna do anything.
Like his YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's like he runs a YouTube channel and he also streams, so it's like he's got great motivation to do that, but he
That's
doesn't
just
do
all he does.
literally anything else. I was like, I think I just had a different education. He and my little sister are going to the same private school, and he graduated from there, and she and I went to the same public school and graduated from there, so different education. So I just
think he's so good at it that it comes too easy for him, and he just doesn't.
Well, that's the
find
thing
it.
about public school is that you never were challenged, and even when you were just kind of like, eh, you know. Sorry,
I actually was
Second
challenged
round
on a
song.
lot of my public school classes.
Well, for me, it was only math and science because those are the ones that I had a higher aptitude for, actually. So I had to work harder because I was in higher level classes because I tested higher with a higher aptitude for math. Even though, like, English was always the easiest to me. So that's why I did well in English because it was the easiest. But math, I was in the higher level of math. so I had to try.
I know, imagine that.
I got a 27 on my ACT. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I think mid-range 27s, or not 27, mid-range 20s.
Mid-range 27. Because you know there are multiple 27s.
Yeah, I think mid-range 20s is like normal. I don't know how I got smart, but it's because I applied myself. I didn't do very well in the SAT, but I did well in the ACT. You take them both in your junior year, I'm pretty sure, in high school. Your third
like
year.
that.
Second or third year. You can take the SAT multiple times. The ACT, I don't know if you take them. We had the one that was administered during the school day. Like, all the juniors got a day off, where you came to school and you took the test. And then you went to, like, your fourth period and went home. Because we also on block schedule, which means you only have 4 90-minute classes a day. Where is your kid?
Where is my kid?
Swimming. They're swimming.
She just moves so dang fast.
Yeah, it's because she's a worm. So, I don't know where I was going on this tangent. Where did I start talking about?
Our brother?
Yeah, he stinks, honestly. Like, he just probably smells. Why was I talking about him?
Sure. You started with car dealerships and now we're here somehow.
Good job. Oh! Because they always make fun of me for being unemployed. I was like, well, I do have a college degree. The only problem is my degree, because I started going to school for a different degree. Oh, look at her swim. What the heck?
She's also 99 as well.
So because I'm telling you guys my whole life story, because that's just that kind of evening tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, I only graduated this past December. And it's because I took an extra semester because I changed my major. I changed from colleges actually going into my junior year in college, which is normally when you start taking your course specific, like your degree specific, your don't you gen eds. I also changed from a STEM field into a humanities field, so that was super spicy fresh.
So,
that kid has nothing.
I know. I'm like, why do we have a random?
Whose kid is this?
I don't know, but why do we have a random
Kick
kid?
it.
No.
Kick in the face, baby.
It's named Kebab, so I'm sure you named it.
It's probably mine. And then, so I have a degree in communications with concentration in media, but that, like, doesn't mean a ton coming from the school I came from.
I want to see that give her run up to 99 too.
Okay, that's something. Like, it's not a concentrated degree because it's not a degree in, like, PR or marketing or that kind of stuff. She's so cute.
I know.
So it's like when my dad was like, well, apply for these marketing jobs. I was like, I theoretically could if I'd have to apply myself really hard.
So fast.
Just because I don't actually know that stuff. That's more of the PR department. But because I went to NC State, which is a STEM in agriculture school, and I originally went there for food science, actually. Because I was interested in that in high school, but when the way that state described it, I actually think I should have applied for applied nutrition instead, where you become a dietitian, because I thought that was interesting. But I started off in food science, and my advisor was so terrible.
Okay, around on the last one. I want you to beat things up.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I changed to communication going into my junior year.
Chat race, chat karate.
Chat race. And that was a lot of work. So then I did drum corps going into my senior year of college. So I couldn't take classes over the summer.
The dumb ones, like, you actually have like the most accomplished life so far, in my opinion, and you've like done the most traveling. You did the most on your own. I think you tried the adulting thing the best. Arguably, you made a lot of bad choices with the adulting thing too.
But that's what you do when you're on your own, baby.
That's what you do when you're adulting.
Because we live.
Which one you want to do?
I don't know. Do stuff that we haven't done yet, I guess. Just look and see what we haven't done yet. We, because both of us lived our freshman year on campus.
See, the funny thing is the neutral house can compete in both the
Hero and the Dark.
That's
very nice. And then we moved into an apartment right off of my campus, because my campus is right next to our downtown of where we live. It's like literally a mile, so you can walk. It's I think 1 or 2 miles, and you can walk down. You can see it. It's on a hill. It's there. My campus was like a little, because it's a state school, so it's like a spread out, very large. So we lived together for my junior and sophomore years, and then my senior year was, half pandemic, because I did it fall of 2019 into spring of 2020 into pandemic. That one's cute. I like the one with the little skull. I don't know where I was going. Oh,
I wonder which child's mine.
What? What? Interesting.
When she gets reincarnated, I'm turning her back into the exact same things. FYI. I'll try and get her more purple this time around.
Yeah. So in the end,
So
I do have a degree, and I have had jobs before. Oh, this is bopping music.
We're in the dark races.
I like the. No. I have the one with the blue and green feet. That's the type of chow I typically get every single game. It's the swim type chow.
Go, my child!
See, it's got the long tail, and it's got the green, like that kind of greeny, mint-ish color belly. That's the chow I typically always have. She might get beat by that green one. Oh, never mind.
You gotta remember, she's really good at flying.
Yeah, are there any power chow? If you have a flying chow, you don't need to worry about the power chow, because you just, or the fly, or the swim.
She's also a really good swimmer, though. She always chooses the farthest away tree.
Well, it's technically at the front. Isn't this based on power?
Yeah, something like that. I think she's weakest in is power, but she's also like level 50 with that, so weak
And
is
stamina
relative.
is based on, and this is based on stamina, how fast they can eat it.
I have no idea, honestly.
I feel like that probably is.
Go, child, go!
I like watching the little chows. It's fun to watch when you're not losing. When you're losing, it's so painful to watch. You're like when I put mine in one, I was like, why are you not eating the fruit? And it was like, I don't know what tree to pick. There's so many options. I was like, you would do that! Because I would do that!
It is your chow.
Honestly. That was a whole race?
Yeah. Good job, you kicked all the other kids' butts.
Have you done all the jewel races? I feel like those are way longer.
I don't know, let me check.
Yeah, the one on the far right on the bottom is the chow I typically get every time. Because it's got that long tail. Yay!
Well,
more
because we
of
actually haven't completed any of these on this game mode.
Oh, word. You might as well just run them through. Get me all my emblems, baby.
Well, I was gonna check the jewel races.
Do some jewel races. Those are good. I'm thinking about, because you have 2 degrees?
No, I have 1 degree, but it's a double major.
She got a double major. In English, writing, and graphic design?
It's communications, but specialization is design.
Communication, specialization, and graphic design.
Go forth and swim, my child!
I was thinking about, I don't know if I would go back to school yet, but I would definitely, ew,
See,
look at that one with that super long head. Ooh, it's gross looking.
These are all neutral chows.
Why is its head so long?
Because it's probably a swim type.
I don't like the green. I'm just not a big fan of the green with the goo.
But anyway, we always
Okay,
knew
it
what
looks
Buzzy
fine.
was.
It looks fine from the
It
front.
was a neutral green. It's a neutral
Swim chow. I just think these are really ugly
The neutral
chows.
ones are actually pretty interesting because they turn a totally different color.
Okay, I lied. The one with the long head looks way better from the front.
She has so many stats is that I literally had to keep giving her stuff from both sides of the story. So I had to keep switching back and forth to make sure she didn't turn into a hero or a dark chow. So she just kind of ended up with a lot of stats.
That's fine.
Plus I had to give her a lot of animals because
Oh, the swim one can't run very fast because its head is so huge. Look at her little feet go. Wow.
Well,
this is the therapy we needed for tonight.
Run is her third strongest thing, so.
Good for her. I'm thinking about going and looking up lessons for storyboarding because I looked into that stuff and that's something like I was trying to find something like a career job.
I've always wanted to be able to storyboard.
Yeah, I was thinking like a career job. I started doing once I graduated, I immediately went into.
Also, she can get such distance because she's already across half the
She doesn't even need to swim. I did over the pandemic summer. I did a Latin.
The other one's just the water.
Yeah, I did a Latin intensive course. So that was
beat that record.
That was pretty intense. And then I did my last semester, which is literally just one class. I had my language requirement that I had.
I love the fact that like her eyes are constantly happy.
I'm talking. It's me time.
I like my cow.
Me time. Your cow. I like my cow. No, I had one class left because when I changed majors in my previous field, you didn't need 2 languages. You only needed the high school equivalent. And then when I changed to humanities, you had a 200 level college equivalent, which I could have tested out of, but it had been 4 years at that point since I had done any sort of foreign language, so obviously I was not testing out. So I had to take my language, so I had literally one semester, just one class. So I started doing motion graphic design stuff, and it was really interesting, but at some point, like, in, like, the spring, right after I graduated, I was like, I just need to take a couple weeks off. I was like, I'm so tired and burnt out just from being you know,
Yeah,
a
see,
college graduate in a
See if you can
pandemic.
do some of the running stages.
So I did that, and I haven't gotten back into it, and it's been 4 months. Just kidding, it's been like 3.5. Because it was halfway through January. So I should get back into motion graphic design, and then I want to look up storyboarding, because I don't think I could be an animator, because I don't have a good enough concept of animation principles. But I feel like I could do storyboarding because I'm a very visual person. So whenever I was writing scripts for TV production, I really liked it. But I'd always have to visualize everything out.
That's my kid.
Yeah, sleeping. Well, that's what
Melon's kid
my
right there.
TV production professor always complimented me on, was having all of my stuff like thought out really well in terms of visualizing it.
I'm really not good at that.
Yeah, because a lot of the other students would write it, but they didn't know how it was going to look, like where people were going to stand, what they were going to do, how props were going to work. And I just wanted to have all the factors down, so I would spend extra time to make sure I had that done. And he was like, "That's really good." I was like, "Thanks, dog."
That's Melon's child back.
Yeah, they're definitely the one that fell. Mine always fall. I don't know why.
It has to do with your running ability. If your running isn't high, then you constantly fall over. That's actually why I also gave her a lot of running things. I didn't want her tripping during races.
Doink.
Like that. I'm just speaking good about you.
A doink. Is this just a running race?
Yep.
No, Mom.
I just wanted to see if
Is this the one where they have to put the blocks? No, that's a thought. One with the blocks and the thing.
Yeah, that's a different one. Okay.
After this one, I want to play some dark stories.
Yeah, well, I was just doing this while you're telling your stories.
Yeah. So that's just that. After this race, we're gonna go do the dark side, and then probably go to bed early.
The dark side has cookies.
Yeah.
She's
just that fast.
So is my baby.
This is Evie's.
See, the rest of the people are you can kind of see them when we went around the corner.
This is Evie's super mega roided out chow.
And she's only in first form.
She's roided.
See, the rest of them are back there. You see? That's the other people's kids.
She's just putting the rest of us to shame.
That's my girl. It would be funny though. I was like, is anyone else racing? They're back there somewhere.
Controller, please. Alright, I'm gonna do a couple of the beginning. It's so warm.
Because the body radiates warmth. Also, give her your fruit before you leave.
Okay. I'm gonna go do some dark side stories.
They always go right for the pool.
I'm just waiting for it.
Now she's thinking about it.
Doink.
She literally ran into your head.
She did. She bounced off my face.
She's like, what? Do not throw my child.
I just corner fast. Eat it, son.
I just like how yours looks
like what are her stats? Why are her stats so crazy?
Because, again, I just gave her so many things because I had to keep going back between the dark and the light story. So, literally, I wanted...
Like, how many... It takes 60 hours to raise Chow.
Yeah, I know. So, I wanted to literally see if I only gave all of the things I got through the entire 2 story modes to one Chow, what would happen.
Look, I'm gonna punch in the face. Papa! Papa!
And she does not care. So she loves Tails and she loves Rouge. She likes both sides. She's neutral.
She doesn't like me. She doesn't skip up to me and go, Knuckles!
Well, because I didn't want, I don't take Sonic or Knuckles in because they're the ones that could...
We'll kill them.
Yeah, like you could accidentally hit them all the time.
Knuckles will punch them and Sonic will just run in them. And if
Stay
you stop
dashed.
too fast, too close to them, they're like, hey, I'm dead. And you're like, oh,
I'm
no,
so
I think
sorry.
you're being a little dramatic, buddy.
Story select.
That's probably why yours had issues. We learned that much later on that if you hit them, then you kill them. You took care of themselves.
Oh, I always forget that his is first. You don't start with Sonic like the other one.
Well, because the speed character isn't unlocked yet.
In the direction of the underground base.
Really, the only one they could start with is Eggman, because he's the only one you actually know of.
I
The
feel
other
like
two
this
are
is an
brand new.
excessive amount of doors.
This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
Like, he has this gun, so why does he have the handgun? What was he shooting at? There's nothing there. Also, look at that nice green screen effect in the front.
The military shut down the research because they...
I mean, that is why they did it. It wasn't the right reason, but that is why they
You'll
did
have
it.
to read the subtitles because the audio mixing, it might just be the Wii, it's just hardcore.
No, this is how the game was always. that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why they really need to remake this game, because at the very least, they can fix the cutscenes. Because honestly, like, this game's still solid. It just needs a new coat of paint, really. And also, appreciation for the adventure games, a lot of older games, is at an all-time high. That's, you're not gonna be able to get to it.
Oh, I don't have the super zappy yet. Just gotta get my next one.
But it's just.
So I don't have like a dark
Like, have you
child.
been seeing that at all on like the internet and stuff like that?
Nope.
So like,
I don't go on the internet much, actually.
well, I wasn't sure if you saw it.
Nope.
Like,
I just don't follow a lot of creators that do Sonic stuff right now. I get follow a lot of
that's
Pokemon
apparently where a
creators.
lot of it is right now, is Twitter and Reddit. But yeah, I have mixed opinions with Twitter, since only bad things ever seem to happen there. So whenever you can see a good thing, you're kind of like, well, I guess that's something. Oh yeah, making the biggest combos ever. We used to play the stage all the time just to do that.
I'm trying to, but it doesn't let me hold them for too long. Maybe it only lets me do 4.
You can do more. It's just you keep turning around, so you know.
No, it doesn't hold them.
You see how you just got 6?
Okay. That's because it wouldn't let me go down far enough to attack more. Trust me, I've done massive research. My brain is so very large. I played this one way more than I played Tails's,
Well, this
because
is a great place to grind
Chaos
Chaos
Drives.
Drives.
And also, I always raise Dark Childs because their heads look cooler.
They do. Dark Child's always look better. Like, there's probably one light Shadow that actually looks good, while there's like 5 dark Shadows that look good. And then there's like probably about half and half of the usual Shadows. Some look really good, some don't look so awesome. You know.
What's over here? Isn't this not right over here?
No. That's where the mist is.
Oh, I don't have that yet.
Yep. It's like, yep, they're doing great so far.
I like how they have this little elevator just for me.
Yep. Good
Well,
thing they have that.
Earlier today, you said you wanted to go into Rant into the Void. Well, while I'm doing these levels, would you like to rant into the void?
That's actually what I'm kind of warming up for here when I'm talking about
Oh,
Sonic
sorry, I
Fest.
didn't know you were in your warm-up phase.
It was, well, the thing is that lately there's been a lot more appreciation for the older Sonic games, like Sonic Unleashed and, the Adventure games, obviously, 1 and 2. To the point where people are like, yeah, these actually still stand up right now. Like, they're not the best things in the world. And look, there's a skunk. And there's a tiger. There's a skunk with a tiger. And so, like, people are coming and realizing, hey, these games are pretty good. The biggest one is Sonic Unleashed, obviously. Because you know why that one.
The daytime stages were dope, weren't they?
Oh yeah, the daytime stages were great. Like, that was when they literally introduced the boost formula, which is now a common thing. Although it's, you know, properly utilized is still up for questioning.
Do I have a Dark Shadow to give this to?
Yes.
Okay, word.
I'm not sure if it's yours, but there is a Dark Shadow, just has the Dark Heart. But that's the issue right now, is that they, activate it first.
I always forget that.
And also, who just leaves a missile lying around?
Oh no, it would be tragedy if I fell off the thing and couldn't shoot the missile because I fell off the boost.
Just shoot.
Am I? We just left our missile sitting out. Oh no.
Oh no. However will we deal?
Did I get my boosty thing?
No, that's it.
Oh, get a boosty thing? When do I get my little boosty guys? Oh, I always forget this chow box every single time.
Every time.
I always forget this one.
Rank B though.
Piece of cake.
Good job, Malin.
Yep, because I normally get the first chow box is my key, but I don't have my little.
You didn't actually get anything with the chat boxes that time.
No. No, I did not. The second one you have to go like off the path to get.
Yeah.
It's time. Real stealthy.
Well, I just like the weight.
It's time.
So this is the military's top secret weapon. It's a lot smaller than I expected. Enter user data. Enter password. Password is Maria. Maria. Now all I have to do is to place the Chaos Emerald into this console.
Remember before I was thinking that something in that panel was the whatever he was unlocking? Like, oh no, it's down there.
Nah, baby, this is the best part.
He jumps down, but the thing goes up. Yeah.
Let's see if we can do that. Oh, just look at this cinematic angle.
Is that you, Sonic? Are you trying to spoil my plans again? Wait a minute. You're not Sonic. This is impossible.
My name is Shadow. Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish.
Now, what?
Behold the true power I possess.
I can fly.
I mean, seriously, is there a better introduction for a character where you're just like, okay,
They
I
had
don't
to
know-
set him up in that angle, baby, he said.
Well, it's kind of like you don't know anything, and that kind of makes it even better.
Enemy movement has been detected. En route to intercept and destroy.
Because immediately, like, okay, who the heck is this guy?
As I said, my true power, I can fly, and also I look really cool.
I mean, really, black and red is the best, like, colors. I've gone on this many times, but black and red is, like, the best color scheme ever. They just supplement each other so well. Just remember, he has the extra laser attack in this one.
I don't remember what that is.
Yeah, you'll know it when you see it. It's that. You actually can't attack him at this point. You have, like, this down. Literally.
I ran into a box. Well, you can't talk to me during this because I was trying to listen to you. So don't talk to me while I'm doing this because I'm trying to listen to you when you're talking to me. Unless you're giving me useless commentary, which is fine. But don't give me things that are helpful. Well, when you said you could actually attack him during this, I went back and I was like, oh, so should I attack him during this?
Well, you can't. It just requires a little aiming.
No. Only give me useless commentary during this.
I always thought the little red circle thingy was cool. And the fact that we literally based our beliefs that Shadow must be more powerful than Sonic just because we could beat this boss fight, but we couldn't
Look
beat
at him,
Sonic's
he can
boss fight.
skate, he's way cooler than Sonic.
Oh, he's definitely cooler, but like we thought he was literally stronger, like he did more damage with his homing attack than Sonic did, because like, why can we beat this boss but we can't beat Sonic?
This is Scorpion Troop
And this one even has an extra like phase in the fact that he has that little laser thing. You know? Like there are more bosses in the Dark Story and more levels.
This
in the Dark
controller's so hard because my thumb slips.
Yeah, I feel bad for this guy because he's probably wondering what the heck he's trying to shoot right now. And also, it does beg the question in this world, it's like, so, at this point in time, in this world, were there just no other hedgehogs? I mean, yeah, assuming there's anyone else that's as fast as Sonic, that's more believable, but I'm like, are there just no other hedgehogs? That dude's just right there chilling.
Destroying that dark robot was spectacular.
I know I am.
So, Shadow, you are the military's top secret weapon. But what did you mean when you said you will grant me a wish?
I love how they
Bring
move
more
like that.
Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow, wait!
I'll be waiting for you in the central control room on the Space Colony Ark.
That's where I was born.
Like how he just walks away.
Yeah, he's so cool.
He really is. I mean, they really are.
Yeah, baby. They do the talking thing, you know?
Just let it go. You
I know.
just don't know
When to give up, do you?
What are you talking about? That
The
emerald's
emerald's mine.
You got that? The Master Emerald contains special powers that neutralize the energy of the Chaos Emeralds. That
Blah,
makes
blah,
it
blah, blah,
very
blah.
powerful. What the?
What the?
He always seems to lose it this way.
Look who's calling who at me.
How did Eggman get there so fast?
Here, following the signal
I mean,
from
they're
the
busy
control.
arguing, so.
If I'm not mistaken,
And
this
why
is
is it
the
floating
Master
now?
Emerald is not. Dr.
He's like Bowser in his little Bowser machine.
Yep.
Little boop 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 boop.
I'll just take it with me. Farewell, knucklehead.
Not if I can help it.
Meow. And Eggman's just dead. He killed him. Gecko's playing her theme instead.
Yeah, because we're looking at this from his perspective.
I did that to prevent the Master Emerald from being stolen
stolen, you idiot. If it's in pieces, I can restore it. And by the way, that's not your emerald.
Into it once I get back to the base.
Follow him, girl.
Anyone who takes jewels from me. All world gems are mine to keep.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Batgirl.
Boss fight.
No, I guess first level.
Boss fight.
But
I don't think I fight him until space.
pretty much, yeah. Most of them only have one.
I knew all the secrets of her levels back in the day. Like, I actually got a... Okay.
Yeah.
I can't talk to it because you're talking to me, Omochao.
This be the way of Omochao. So it must be above you.
I'm surprised like there's like no good way to get up from the starting point.
But I like the fact that it's like, they were mentioning about like the fact that like Shadow has like, you know, flying shoes. And, like, I like how there was actually like.
Where do I get my drill shoes? Is it on top of this thing?
I don't know if you get it yet. I think we get it in the next level. But I like the fact that like some people actually would debate online. It's like, is Shadow not really that fast because he's using his shoes? I'm like, if you know, Sonic's not powerful for having sneakers.
Literally.
It's literally just his way of running around, and the fact that it negates friction. It makes sense because again, he was born in space, so it doesn't make sense that they have a thing that has zero gravity. You know, you still need to have the stamina in order to run that fast and, you know, maintain that speed and even get up to that speed. Because otherwise, because like if someone else was wearing that, it wouldn't help them anything. So, it's a funny thing like that. But anyway. So, to go to the thing I was talking about originally with the thing with Sonic Unleashed that I thought was really interesting, is that everyone's back to like, oh yeah, this is a great game, and it always was a great game. And I always thought it was weird. Like, the Werehog thing was definitely strange, but it wasn't explicitly bad. It just felt long in some portions. Like, I played that game, but the only reason I stopped playing was it because I got stuck on a boss, and then just another game happened to grab my attention. It wasn't like with Sonic Colors, where I literally just kind of got bored. After like the fourth, it was like literally the world with the cubes. I just got bored because like the story wasn't interesting to me, and I was like on the 5th or so stage.
I'm on the face. Touch it. Touch it.
And I was like on the 5th or so. Maybe it was the 4th stage. But I'm like, I just kept getting stuck on Sonic Colors, and I wasn't very compelled by the. Oh, nice. About the world or the story or anything that was happening. But Sonic Unleashed actually had a really interesting story in it. Like, I wish the writers who had that stayed on, because they could have had the more slightly laid back vibe that I know they wanted in Colors and Lost World, to still have some stakes to it. Like, there were some. The entire Earth broke apart. You had a literally 1,000-year-old dark deity from within the Earth that split it into pieces and made Sonic into a werewolf, essentially.
Which red flower dog? Keep going.
And so, like, it was actually pretty deep. And, like, it did have a lot of silly modes, because then you had Chip, who was ultimately the light thing that...
Oh, why'd you go in the Oasis jail?
Oh, don't you have to grab onto the turtle in order to do that?
Yeah, it's in there.
Remember how long it took us to figure out how to get there? I find that turtle.
Wait till it comes around.
Does she ever get a breath thing or not?
No.
There it is.
I have to get it like when it's going like down over here. Otherwise I won't have enough breath. I always hate going in this one. Grab it. Thank you.
I love the fact there's just these giant turtles.
Okay, so there is air in here. I didn't remember if there was air in here or not.
Yeah, I think we will, because she doesn't have any sort of like no air options, so
yeah. There it is, baby. Love that for me. Woo, her in her hard mode, one of them is at the bottom of the first one where you jump on the turtle to go down. It's at the bottom of that. The second one is on the top of that in the air.
Isn't that where you have to use the spy lens or something?
Really, it's so hard. You see the spy lens, and you have to drill kick at the right time.
You have to find like a hidden bounce pad or something.
I don't remember where the third one is. Yeah, there's like multiple steps because I practiced that one so hard. I know where 2 of them are. I never remember where the third one is. the thing is, I can never get a high rank on it because even though I knew where they're at, they're so difficult to get. The swimming one, you have to hit it exactly the right time. It's so much work. Dark Shadow.
No, and like if they want to like remaster Sonic Unleashed, I have nothing against that because like that did have a good story.
Hey, who are you?
No idea, but probably yours because it's a Dark Shadow.
You're actually like a Power Chow. Fuzzy? I have no idea who this is.
Me neither, to be honest, but just
This is like your Chow. It's got massive stats, and mine never have those good stats. This is a ball. Okay, so there's literally no other kids in here?
No.
Oh, well. Boink.
I mean, you can go get that other one unless we're gonna make it into a neutral channel.
No, I'm just gonna leave it there for now because I don't have any plans for it. I'll just feed this guy whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. But the thing that I think is interesting is that I watched a couple of videos on this, and the idea that like perceptions change over time for games. But man, did that really suck for them in the time being. Like Sonic Unleashed got hit hard, even though it was really good. Like the opening cutscene in Sonic Unleashed is still to date, like arguably the best opening cutscene ever. Just because it just immediately gets across. If you know nothing about Sonic, you immediately know who he is, what he can do, and then of course
it's just him running fast and being
no.
cool?
It's you ever seen the one of him that he's like jumps on the Eggman ship and he's like blowing up all his robots and stuff like that? If I showed it to you, you know about
Probably.
what I'm talking about. But it's so well animated. Like not anything we have before nor since has been that well animated, and it's so good. And it's kind of like this was, I will say, is a very good game. The only one that tops it after that is probably Generations, just because Generations doesn't have the Werehog stages.
Yeah, hungry.
So, it's just like...
Rooftop Run? Smacking, dog.
Yeah. Rooftop Run is from, Unleashed. As is Endless Possibilities. I like how, depending on which animals you give it to them, they have different, like, traits. Like, one of them is they like to punch the food.
I love that. I think they look so cute when they eat like that. I thought that's when they were just, like, really hungry.
No, like, certain animals give them certain different little quirks they do. And so...
That's fun.
I love that he has, like, full 5 fingers on his hands. I'm like, that's great. Gotta have that ambidextrous, you know... whatever the heck is going on with your hands. But...
Homie's hungry. I mean, I'm gonna feed them if they're that hungry.
Why not? So, the thing it got me, like, kind of thinking about was... I don't know, just how perceptions kind of change. Even now with Sonic 06, some of them are thinking about, like, it wasn't really that bad, you know, and there's some, like, some people are coming out even saying it was my favorite game, which, you know, more power to them. Especially, if, like, for instance, if that was your first Sonic game, then you wouldn't have anything to compare to, and you might be like, hey, this is cool. And honestly, I think Sonic experiences have to have, like, a, asterisk at the bottom, because it's like, everything's relative. Like, what's truly good and what's truly bad is all kind of relative. To be like, well, the game wasn't broken. There wasn't abundant glitches. I could jump without going through a wall. Therefore, it'd be a good game.
Yeah, beat it up. Beat it up, baby.
That's why you have to wonder about with things like, or like for instance, Sonic Boom is completely broken because I put it on the Nintendo Wii U when it was built for the PS3 and Xbox 360, but the Wii U was completely outdated and couldn't handle that sort of hardware. So they literally had to break it in order to make it fit on the Wii U. And they ultimately got it working. They didn't get it functional, they got it working. Which is kind of sad.
Is it really broken? Like
literally they built a very powerful game with a pretty powerful engine, but the Wii U couldn't handle that. So they literally had to go back and forth with the company who was the designers.
I'm doing another Eggman
Yeah.
before we get to play this. I want to get to Radical Highway, then we can. I can show you action figures and we can retire for the night.
Those idiots will never find my hidden base inside this pyramid. Let's take care of business here first, then get inside.
Also, that's why I like how he's like, oh, so why are you fighting robots here? I'm like, yeah, because Gun looking for you. That's why all those robots are. And we're reminded of what sucks about this level. Because you don't have the booster thing yet.
You know.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I not, you know, beep, beep, beep. I can't shoot that for a while.
Yeah.
Ooh!
That's late game sort of thing.
When do I get the boosters?
Your next level, I believe.
Oh my god, you just spend the entire life without them.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the game. Just Eggman has, like I said, the Dark Story just has more stages than the Hero Story, so it feels like you get them faster than the Hero Story. It's in the same area, just the Dark one has more things for you to play.
Yo.
it, but I'm like, I don't know. Just all this stuff lately has been getting me thinking about how like perception of games and stuff like that is really relative to when it came out. And I'm like, man, it must suck to be a game developer sometimes. I'm like, you really gotta hope that you time it.
I think it sucks to be a game developer all the time.
Oh, all the
Because
time.
you put your heart and soul into stuff, and people can be so fickle and tear it apart so quickly. Raccoon.
Oh, bother you guys talk about the demo I was playing.
Nope.
So,
Why?
well, I don't know if you want me to avoid negativity.
Generally, yes. But I thought you liked the demo.
No, I actually love it. I'm like,
I don't want to hear about how flawed the internet is, because I know that. Trust me, I'm a media studies person.
so,
Unfortunately, I had to write papers and papers and papers on how much it sucks. Oh, the chow box is over there.
so if you want to go over
Nope,
there,
no,
you
we're
can. But
How about my little hover
But anyway,
mode?
so I tried, because I was just, I've been meaning to do it. I literally downloaded for both the PlayStation 4 and the Switch, like the demo for Balan Wonderworld, because I wanted to get it at some point. I knew it was something that was on my list of things to get, but it was coming out really close to Pokemon Snap, and I only have so much budget I like to use on video games. At least buying them full price for $60. Like,
It's expensive.
it's no matter what game it is, honestly. It doesn't matter. I usually do it for Pokemon just because Pokemon just doesn't go down. So it's kind of like, why wait? Especially if it's like a new release. Why wait to learn what all the new Pokemon are when I'm going to have to pay $60 for it anyway, probably, Why not just learn it right off the bat, get it over with? Even if it's like Pokemon DX, I'm like, I haven't finished the game yet, but I'm like, well, it's not going down, and it hasn't gone down, so why wait?
And it's not going anywhere.
So, it's that sort of thing. But I'm like, third-party games tend to go down just because they are willing to put their prices lower, and Nintendo is stingy. So, long and short of that. But the whole point is that, so the reason I was like, I didn't get the game for release is literally just because there was another game coming out at the time. Otherwise, I probably would have pre-ordered it right off the bat because it just looks so good, And so I played the demo, and I actually was
This
like,
level really isn't bad once you get the hover ability.
oh yeah, it's actually, we used to come back here a lot to get travel.
No, I don't want to go fast. I'm gonna wait for it to run out.
When you get the speed.
What's the new action figure of the week? We're not at the action figure segment yet, but we will come to it soon. We actually have 3 figures and 1 figurine.
Yeah, but she's trying to get through this without dying in quicksand. So,
Yeah, there's gonna be.
that does
I
take
want to do
focus.
this level. We're gonna do chows. Then we're gonna do the next level. Then we'll do figures, and then we'll probably.
talk about all your ancient Egypt things, like the girl you watch.
Yeah, I would if I wasn't so tired.
But so I was playing the demo, and the thing is, like, I remember hearing people talk about this, that it was super.
It's what everyone's waiting for. It.
Oh,
I
yeah,
bet.
we know, but this is like when they have those contested shows and you say the best thing for the end.
Yeah,
so
this is
that
when they have
tune in
BTS come on the award shows and
Yeah,
you watch the 3-hour show just for them to get
this is actually
snubbed at the end
This is
anyways.
actually strategy. We're doing it so people stick around to the end for the action figure reveal. So, anyway, so I heard about this demo, and I just never got a chance to play it because I just never sat
There's a
down
dog
to do
in
it.
here somewhere, I think.
Either that or an alien or something. It's in one of the pods. But I remember, like, not doing it just because I didn't have time to sit down. I knew this was a game that was going to have good visuals and good music, so I'm like, I have to be somewhere where I can listen to it, which is the biggest issue. So that's why I didn't play it on the Switch. But I remember hearing about the demo, and people were like, wow, this is disappointing. Or, this doesn't work, this game needs to be delayed, please, it's not ready yet. And so, I go in expecting, I don't know, broken mechanics, or just bad controls, or, I don't know, a dozen other things you can expect from a bad demo, I don't know what to expect here. So I go into this, and I'm playing it, and I'm just kind of like, okay. Very well animated cutscene, very lively, it comes at you strong, it does not hold any punches. In fact, like, yep, you are literally in a musical. And, well, okay, so here's the funny part. So the characters do have voice acting, but they don't have it in English. So it's actually I don't know if it's Japanese or just a made-up language. I'm assuming it's a made-up language, considering they made up
Like
a whole...
Simoleon.
Well, because like they made up a whole new language for when they did Knights, even though you don't hear it half the time. So I'm sure they probably just made up a whole new language for this.
Maybe they're speaking the nice language.
Honestly, they could be, because who actually knows what that is at this point in history?
That was risky.
But I know you were playing dangerous right there.
This little bat.
So like they don't talk in it, like none of the human characters or any of the theater characters, we just call them that.
like none of them are speaking English. So, which isn't actually bad. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like, it's probably a mid-area place for like having no voice acting at all. You know, we've discussed before when we were playing During Your Dreams. Because then because on one hand, you completely avoid the whole accent issue slash that person's voice is just annoying issue, you know? Because they're not, it's amazing how much you don't notice about a person's tone of voice. You lost your shield because the thing landed on you. I like that happened. Man, this level sucks. Anyway. But you kind of like don't notice things as much when you can't understand what they're saying. But so the weirdest thing, so when you go and enter it, the whole thing is that you go and you're, as before, you're playing two kids, you know, who are each kind of unbalanced in their lives right now. Like the one guy was betrayed by a friend at an early age, so therefore he doesn't really trust anyone now. He'd rather just stay on his own, you know? And the other girl has, I don't remember what exactly the reasoning why is it, but she constantly worries that people are talking about her behind her back. So again, is kind of isolating herself because of that. She doesn't trust people. They both essentially have the same issue. And they both are led to this theater, right? That looks pretty out. They're just led by the little things, the things I told you, they're called Tims. They're essentially your chow of that world. They're like peep bunny chick creatures. And they're really adorable, and they're fuzzy and stuff. So you just raise them on an island and feed them all the time, and then they follow you into like the levels, and sometimes they'll bring you items or they'll attack enemies, which is pretty cool. It's like one of those needless things that they didn't really need. I just like how your like waist just bends like that. But I'm like, child, I have come to pet you. Here I have an animal. So those are adorable, like those little things. Like again, the cutscene itself looks just really good, and leads you into the theater. Looks really kind of outdated and stuff, and you know, run down. And that's where you meet Balin for the first time, and then he just comes on very strong, which is a little much at first, but then you kind of get into it. It's literally, I guess it would be the same as if you were walking into the Knights game the first time and you don't know what's happening, so you're wondering, who the heck just appeared on screen and why are they throwing me around things?
You know, like has been Hozo?
Yeah, in a way. But, literally it shows up and he immediately goes on and says that you're missing something, you're missing a piece of your heart, and so therefore you need to take a trip into Wonderworld to find it. So, after doing a lot of shenanigans, essentially brings the whole theater to life, and just, you're like walk into a fever dream, because next thing you know, things are coming out everywhere, things are upside down, the perspective's shifting, you know, just doing a lot of crazy things. And the weird thing is, like, his voice actor actually kind of reminds me, you know, like, how it sounds like when Joker calls personas? Or, like, calls out their, like, attack moves, like, with the Shining Arrow ones? It reminds me a lot of that. It's like, it's very, like, loud announcer-ish voice, which makes sense. I mean, he's supposed to be, like, conductor or maestro. So, it sounds like, almost like a Japanese fighter game announcer. And I kind of, like, at first it was, like, kind of, jarring. But then, like, as you kind of get into it, you're like, you know what, I actually kind of like this. It's like immediately grabs your attention, but it's just like not as, it's like, there's a difference just very much between coming from that and then going into like Knights and stuff like that. They're leaning less away from the more, it's more on the level of like enigmatic and in your face and I'll appear when I feel like it, you know? As opposed to Knights' guy, like, main thing Balin's doing is he throws you into this world and essentially says, go find the thing you need. I'll make an entrance when I feel that the time is right. Essentially, like, I'm waiting for the spotlight. And you're like, cool, thanks, I'll, let you know if I'm dying somewhere. Like, you don't even know why you're there.
How am I to do Rouge find the emeralds?
No, try Rackle
The
Highway.
Space Colony Ark. I've got to find out just what's going on up there.
Beep boop, beep boop. What takes him to
We
do that?
interrupt this broadcast for an important news flash.
Flaw.
There has been a
It's his butt.
break-in at the Federal Reserve Bank
I should do the
today.
bank level?
Mysteriously,
No.
the only thing that was
Chaos
stolen was
Emerald?
the Chaos Emerald. According to eyewitnesses at the scene, the suspect was identified as the world-renowned hero
all humans are
Sonic
colorblind.
the Hedgehog. The suspect was seen fleeing the scene, destroying the reserve's guard robots in his path. Stay tuned
Sounds
for more
more like
details.
the work of Shadow.
Jenna. Why is it John related?
See,
Jenna.
that's one thing I do think they did better in Sonic X was they made it dark so you couldn't see the color. So I'm like, come on.
Pathetic.
Yeah. My emo dream.
Before they escape.
Shadow, I beg of you, please do
Maria.
it for me. For all the people on that planet.
He's a good guy.
Sayonara, Shadow.
That's the thing that's cool about Shadow is like he was never once meant for destruction.
For the people of this planet, I promise you.
Revenge.
Yeah! You better promise them revenge! That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Very fair. I think so.
I really like. I love that hair texture on her.
It's great. No, but I like.
Well, let's see how well I can handle this. 'Cause I haven't
Yeah.
played. I'm not very good at speed characters.
I like that. Yeah, Shadow was meant to literally be like a guardian, not.
He's a
destructive.
good guy. He's literally a good guy.
He was built from the beginning to be like, and even before that, he was like, the way he was built was literally to find a creature that could survive anything, but in the literal sense, like, didn't age, was immune to all diseases. Was his original purpose, and to help, hopefully by studying his cells, they'd be able to, essentially backwards compatibility any cure, which was the whole idea to save Maria.
What disease did she have? Spoilers, by the way.
It's NIDS or something like that. It's essentially a neuro immunity disease, which is why she couldn't be on Earth. It was like something about being in space allowed her to survive. It's like, I think it's either a controlled environment or something to do with gravity or something like that. But anyway, she could never
Isn't there an upgrade back here?
But since she was like a child, yeah. Since she was
Back
a,
here?
I don't remember, but something.
Hi. Oh,
You do not have the
I
light
don't
speed
like
dash.
that.
But it was just something that, like, since she was a child, could only be in space. So literally, it was originally made to essentially be like a vaccine, and because of the kind of, the way essentially.
Stinky man.
Well, it's more like the way he was made. Kind of all of his other abilities came as kind of a bonus, namely his ability to connect to the Chaos Force naturally. Something that literally every other character, with the exception of maybe Knuckles, has to learn manually. And then obviously, being pretty fast and resilient and stuff.
Hey, word.
Though not necessarily missiles. That always kind of came as a bonus, and so he was always meant to be a protector of the Earth. But obviously, when you have something that's super powerful, government people who funded the dang project tend to get a little worried, and they're like, you know what? Let's just shut the whole thing down. And they ran to the Battle Lizard first. Like, oh no, he's making monsters. So then he's chasing down Maria, who is a teenager, and Shadow, who essentially has like the mentality of like a
teenager
6-year-old.
also.
At that point, no. Well, he's
Stop doing that! I'm going too fast that I get there before they spawn.
he's physically like 17, but like at that point he had been alive for maybe a couple months, so he didn't have a lot of worldly knowledge yet.
Oh my god, it's like got it. I shouldn't take the shortcuts. Am I gonna keep doing it? Yes. So stop hitting me with your missiles that are supposed to be for, whatever, atmospheric effect.
I just love the fact that, like, we could make these just atmospheric explosions, or they could actually hit them.
I'm like, hey, stop that.
Love that. But I like in Sonic X that they actually show, like, when he's stealing things, it's literally in the dark, so he looks like just a, like, Sonic who is in shadow, not necessarily a literally black hedgehog. Like they show here where it's like, wow, I wonder who that is. They're black and red. That definitely is Sonic. Or like Amy who's mistaking him in broad daylight.
You're like, alright. Oh yeah, there's an entire airplane there. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. I think you can actually destroy it in some cases. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Shadow is once my favorite character. Not since any of his appearances past Sonic generations would I claim that anymore. He's not any good anymore. Sega has some really weird mandates on what his character can be. Actually, it's kind of sad in a way. The IDW comic, for instance, had a lot of things they wanted to do with him, but he's like, yeah, I have some cool plans for him, but Sega essentially said no. And so they, like, what does Shadow ultimately end up doing? He betrays everyone and ends up getting turned into like a metal zombie. I was like, yep.
Oh, for real?
Well, it's
He's a zombie?
Long story short, Dr. Eggman made like a metal virus that turns anything it touches into like a metal zombie.
Like Metal Sonic?
No, like literally like metallic coloration zombie tries to spread it to anything else.
Like when you're playing in Smash and you're playing...
Oh, there's Nights in the background.
Oh, there is!
It's the Nights Hotel.
Look. How cool is that?
More reason.
That's the OG version of Nights too.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see it better from here. Oh.
Yeah, well, more reason as to why these worlds are connected. Someone dreamed about them and decided to make a hotel themed after it. I mean, there's no reason why these worlds can't be connected because you never see any of the Sonic characters asleep. So there's no reason they couldn't go there. But so essentially what happened was like, so there was like this essentially metal virus that was any organic thing it touched turned into like a metallic-ish zombie. And so they knew that like if you touched it, yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah. So they knew if you touched it, you got infected by it. So I don't know exactly the mechanics of how it happened. It was more a matter of the thing of Shadow was being stupid and arrogant, ran right into the thick of things, and unsurprisingly got taken over. And it was like, Shadow's never been that much of an idiot before. And he actually is like, well, I was originally going to have a thing where he went into his chaos mode to burn off the infection. Like, no, we want him to turn bad. And he's like, alright, Sega, it's your character. But he still has one up his sleeve he's going to try and work in later. But essentially, he said when he got access to all the Sonic characters for the comics, he's like, yeah, some characters had like 2 notes. Shadow had like a whole booklet. They had so many restrictions around his character. And I'm kind of like, Sega, don't.
The child!
Well,
come here. Oh, I didn't want to kick you by accident.
And the biggest issue I think about that is that like Shadow was once the second most popular character in Sonic, besides Sonic himself. And like that.
I think they were worried he'd become more popular than Sonic because he's cooler than him.
Oh no, I'm like that's actually the reason they forced Sonic Boom to put him in there, even though he has absolutely no reason to be in that game. You know, that was really supposed to be an origin story of how the Sonic people met each other.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and then they had to totally scrap that because they didn't have time to set it up because of how much broken the game was. Sonic Boom, actually, I looked into it more. Is almost now the show has nothing to say. The show is
a show.
Yeah, the show intended to be what it is, and
is it bad?
It's very meta. It's like if you want to be into that type of humor, it's really funny in some cases, but it's also like poking fun at itself all the time. It's like if Teen Titans Go had more taste. As far as it's not really going for any sort of continuity, it's not really trying to lean into the actual games, and it's just kind of. It's meta, and it's funny, but it's also kind of like if you are into that kind of humor thing, it's your thing. If you're not into that kind of humor thing, then it's going to be annoying, you know? So, I don't know about the TV show, but the games are actually supposed to be something really
What level
cool.
comes after this? Do I have to go do Rouge stuff?
I'm assuming. Either that or it's another Eggman.
Let's see, if it's Security Hall, I'll leave. I'll do action figures.
Yeah, it probably
would
would be Security Hall. But, so essentially...
Well, we'll look at the cutscene.
Play with the chow for a little bit.
For how long is a little bit? How long are you intending on talking about?
I don't know, but I mean, you're free to change out characters if you need to at some point.
Okay, keep going.
But, so essentially the whole thing is that Sonic Boom didn't have to be as bad as it was. It was a lot of corporate stepping in. So they told him, like, hey, just throw Shadow in here. Like, he has no reason. He literally appears as a boss fight and gets stuck in a time warp. For the entirety of the game, it appears at the end. And his whole role is literally, you know Vegeta from Dragon Ball, or at least the archetype? Nope. You and your stupid friends have no power, and I'm going to show you that by beating you, by getting my tail handed to me.
Good save. I think we all know where you're going there.
Yeah.
Look at his little wings.
Oh, he does have little... I didn't even notice them because they're so tiny.
Yeah, they're so tiny.
That's the other thing. Why doesn't the fly, like, Dark Chow have any impressive wings? Honestly.
I don't know, this is the Power Chow, I think, right?
Yeah, but, like, even mine...
This one's pretty even, actually.
Mine has just, like, okay wings. Like, and also the fly of the hero one. It's like, the ones that have the really impressive wings are the fly neutral ones. So I, like, wow.
You got one more fruit to finish your point.
So, the whole thing...
If I can find it.
Is essentially, like... I think they are trying to put Shadow into things in the fact that, like, well, this is more popular because he's a popular character. And, like, I think you forgot what made him popular and thinking just throwing him into something will sell more things. Because, honestly, that's what they kind of do with Sonic Forces. They go and show you, okay, Shadow's back, Chaos is back, Sonic is back. Who cares about Zavik? You know, who's that? One of the Deadly Six. Essentially, like, all these people are back. And people are like, cool, we're gonna see Shadow again. Like, never mind, he's being a jerk again. So I'm like, I think the idea is that, like, they are leaning into the fact that this is a popular character, but they're gonna lose pretty much all the people who liked him as a character with the way they're writing him right now, which is essentially, I'm always gonna be alone, because being with people makes me weak. Team Dark doesn't exist anymore. Shadow does not have friends. They actually split
Shadow's too cool.
Yeah, well, it just makes him dumb, because I'm like, to be honest, he's one of the kindest characters in the Sonic, you know, fandom. He's just like Knuckles and being very antisocial.
He canonly knows loves the Chows.
But, like, when you look at it, like, all of Shadow's things are, like, actually really light when you think about it. Like, it's kind of like the world keeps punching him in the gut and he keeps standing up again. It's very similar to Knuckles in a lot of ways. As far as she's like, yeah, he's just kind of antisocial and he doesn't know how to deal with people. But then again, he keeps getting knocked down for all the worst of reasons, and, you know, Sonic 06 really nailed that one home. But, like, he stands up. I remember there's this whole thing about, like, you know, Sonic can go into the Dark Super form whenever he gets too angry, and he tries to go Super form. And takes the negative energy out of the, you know, the Chaos Emeralds to go Dark Super form, which is really powerful, but he has no control over. And they're like, why is he able to do that? Well, because Sonic is always in a cheerful state of mind, so, like, he doesn't know how to essentially deal with his inner darkness. It's to the point that, like, they did show that in Sonic X, where it kind of scares him. But they're like, why would Shadow never go into a Dark Super form? Because, like, he's already faced that darkness in himself all the time, like, on a daily basis. So there's no way he could take control of him. He's already kind of faced that darkness and, you know, found the light in it. So he can never go into a Dark Super form. Which I thought was pretty interesting. I'm like, and then when talking about it, I'm like, actually, when you think about it that way, very true. Because when you think about it, Sonic has never had to face essentially the same sort of adversity Shadow has. But they both come out of it essentially heroes. And I like remember one time they had in a comic where like Amy was trying to deal with this thing, and she was in like this fight with Rouge over some like gem and stuff like that. And ultimately, she essentially is trying to guilt Shadow the whole time to help him. It's like, you know this is the wrong thing, but you're still standing on that side. He's like, well, I have a mission to do. And he's like, yeah, and you also have a conscience. And he's like, well, so what?
My baby!
And so, towards the end of it, you know, Rouge is going to steal the gem again, and Shadow's like, no, you're going to leave it here, you're going to walk away quietly. And she's like, oh, I'm good. She's like, you're going to owe me a gem later at the end of this, but ultimately she backs down, because it was actually him and...
Take this, play with this, play with it, come on.
It was him and Omega. It was the sweetest thing, because it was Amy, Blaze, and Cream were trying to get the... It was one of the soul...
this by myself.
It was one of the Soul Emeralds, and they were fighting a lot of teams. But ultimately, the biggest one...
I'm having so much fun. I'm playing catch with my dad. Oh wait, I was a genetically engineered creation that only his friend died in space.
And your sort of dad figure also died, crazed lunatic.
I'm playing ball.
But I remember, like, so there's this whole fight a lot of times between, like, essentially Team Rose and Team Dark. And so the funny thing is, like, for instance, like, Omega actually has a crush on Blaze because he loves how well she can destroy everything with fire.
Isn't he a robot?
Yeah. But he loves destroying things, so he's like, wow, you're impressive. We can burn the whole world down together.
Do you want to play fetch with me? Come on,
and Blaze is just like, okay, that's interesting.
Where put the ball? Here it is.
And like the whole time
here, and I'll throw the ball, just peg you in the face like kids do at dodgeball. Forget it. You're stupid.
But you know how Cream's like always like super polite and stuff like that?
Take the ball. And you fell again.
You need to get the run up again. Oh no, your run's actually not that bad. Why do you keep falling in your face?
This is my child. Here.
But so Cream actually at some point, like, Omega keeps trying to beat them up, and eventually, like, Cream's always like, it's okay, Mr. Robot, you beat us up right now, we're fine. And so,
bro, play with the ball. Let's play. Stop falling!
So through essentially, like, just, throughout the fight, that by the end of it, like, Cream ends up, like, befriending Omega, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna make the small, fluffy creature cry, because I couldn't stand that. And she's like, oh, thank you, that'd be really nice if you didn't do that.
Please play with me.
So ultimately, they give up on Soul Emerald because Shadow and Omega are going to fight for it. But the cool thing that I think is funny at the end of it is that Blaze the whole time was like, okay, we're gonna have to fight them and just destroy them because clearly they're not gonna back down. She actually had met Shadow once before, so she was kind of annoyed that he wasn't helping her when she helped him, like,
when he got stuck in her dimension essentially by accident. Long story on that one. But she essentially was surprised that he ultimately switched. She switched around after fighting them all day, and he's like, "Okay, fine, take it. I How understand." far do you think I am in the Shadow story, in the Dark story?
You'll be halfway, probably in another level or two.
Debating if I want to finish it tonight or go to bed.
Well, you can go and see what next level is.
I know the next level. I'm pretty sure it's the security hall.
You can always go and do it and see if you run out of 5 minutes in the first run.
No, you can do it.
Why do I gotta do it? I can't talk when I'm trying to focus on doing things, especially under a time limit.
Boss battle.
What?
Stinky the fart?
It all starts with this. A jewel containing the ultimate power.
He really does like the green one.
Chaos Emerald!
The only emerald.
Now I know what's going on. The military has mistaken me for the likes of you. So, where do you think you're going with that emerald? Say something, you fake hedgehog!
Chaos control!
Zip zappity zoom.
He's fast! Hey, it's not his speed, he must be using the Chaos Emerald to warp.
I think you didn't change the animations, just space out the audio.
Farewell.
Yeah, I want them to move exactly the same. But just be in higher quality models. And, yeah, make sure so they stop. I'm Sonic!
Oh, never mind. You're in A quarters first. No, we're
Okay,
actually pretty
that's
far
fine.
away from security hall. Then we're like at least a level or two away.
Okay, and then in that case
This
I will
is
go to bed.
Rouge. I've located Eggman's base and will proceed to enter it now. I hate to say it. I guess I'm going to have to find that key first.
So the cool thing I think about
I
it is
don't want to have to do this alone right now. Unless you want to do it with the... I don't want to have to deal with the freaking egg robots. I hate the egg robots.
there's something to where to talk about things thing, I guess. I would do it while I'm doing it, but I'm like I don't play as well when I'm trying to talk and do it at the same time. I mean, I could if you want me to.
Just depends on how long you want to talk.
But Todd,
That was so disrespectful!
these ones are the most biggest. Oh, well there you go. But I like the fact that at the end of this whole like saga, after these all like teams fight and stuff like that, it's like at the end of the day, everybody's so surprised that they switch sides, and like I like the fact that Amy's like he's no Sonic, but Shadow will do in the pinch. We need a hero. I was like, that's nice. Like I feel like the Archie comics had a way better grip, and the funny thing is, the Archie comics were not endorsed by Sega at all.
Really, Coffins?
I do not remember. This one, they shoot so fast. Like how you doing?
Red flame! I was just in the red flame room! Where's the little map? The little map of Tokyo Flame.
Yeah, it's inside, in the back right there.
Toolbox.
Like, should be in the wall. One of the walls.
You lied.
Well, it usually is in the main chamber.
Find the thing.
See it. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of Knuckles' level then.
Yeah, I think that might easier.
That's the thing. I like the all the darks that you just have clearly increased difference. But I thought that thing was coming back.
The reason I'm hiding in the shadow is that the beetle robot can't see you there. If they see you, then they shoot a laser at you and you die.
Although the thing is, it's kind of like that's a horrible security robot then, because where would anyone who's trying to sneak in hide but in the shadows? Like, why would you make it so it can't see you there? Because literally, where else would someone hide? Oh, it must be in here.
He's like orange flame. Sucker. I
so scared of this beforehand, but it's like, it's just like getting hit by any other enemy.
It still makes me just anxious. Like, wait, you never know what's coming.
Yeah.
And I don't know its path and all that junk. Alright, finish your tangent.
I was just talking about, like, I think it's interesting. The Archie comics were never, like, endorsed as part of canon. Like, so I don't know if Sega just didn't like them or something like that, but, like, they were never said they were part canon, but the, like, IDW canon comics, or which are the current ones, are canon. They happen after Sonic Forces, which is maybe why they're having so much issues right now.
Oh. Ha 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 ha. No! Die!
He's like, I got you now!
Can't freaking win, dude.
I like how they're like, you know what, Mario has ghosts. We need ghosts in our games.
No, we don't need freaking ghosts in this game. Where's the coffin? Alright.
Must be across the way.
Can you turn the camera around? Turn the camera. Nope, okay. Well, glad we came to understand. No, don't do that.
Maybe it's inside the actual room. Oh. Was it that one?
Very nice. I have no idea where I'm at.
Hey, you have to go inside the hallway. Once that dude passes off.
Where this flame is, I don't know. Fish thought.
But the thing is, like, the reason I'll kind of never, like, I hear the IDW comics have been great. They did lots of time repair any, like, continuity issues that were in Sonic Forces. I'm like, by principle, I can't do it because I'm gonna be honest, the reason I read a lot of the comics was for, like, stuff with, like, Shadow or Team Dark. So I'm like, if Team Dark doesn't exist in this canonical storyline, and Shadow's just, like, an arrogant jerk, then why would I read the comics? See, no matter how good they are, it's kind of like if you, like, watch a TV show for your favorite character. It's like, if you said, here is a 5-season long of the best possible anime you've ever seen in Persona 5, but, Yusuke is
not Yusuke! Don't come for Yusuke like that!
is, like, not an artist. Then you'd be like, well, then
why? That's literally his whole thing.
Then we're like, why would I even do that, you know?
Get shot in the face.
It's essentially that time.
I think you have to go up to the top wall and do some jank from up there.
So I'd love to read the IDW comics. There aren't a lot of them. I could probably get caught up pretty well. I hear they have some great storylines, but I'm like, I couldn't get through that because I'm like, apparently it repaired like all the characters except for Shadow. So you know that is what it is.
Okay, word.
Yeah, I just want to get my final thoughts. What I was saying about when I was playing the demo thing earlier is that the reason I was talking about it is that I'm like, I played it, and I was actually really kind of happy with it.
Where the frickin' heck is this? Underwater. There's no water potion. Go away, oh my child. I wish I could keep it.
And it wasn't like past those boxes?
Under the floor of the small room in the egg scrubbing. There is a small room.
Did you try looking in there?
Die. Let's get the kicky boots. Oh, I don't know where that's at. The diggy boots. I can't find it until I can dig, and I don't know where I get my dig boots at.
I think it's in one of the side compartment things in one of these hallways.
That's such a pain.
You always forget that you need to get the thing in order to dig, you know?
Yeah, that's like my one ability I have.
Like, what else can you do if you can just kick things?
Yeah.
Well, you know where it is, at least.
No, not really. Oh, the thing, yes. I thought you meant like the kicky boots. I was like, no, not really.
It must be in there because you have to get past there with a missile.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You have time to hit that. So you hit that, and I bet you the kicky boots are past all those kicks.
I would hope so. That's the hope and dream.
But to go tangentially full circle and stuff like that, you were talking about on Thursday, you had a lot of things like, yeah, I finished work, intended to go and play a demo for like 30 minutes or so, and be like, okay, I'll just do this. And I look at the clock, and I'm like, it's been like 2.5 hours, and I only completed the first world. And it's one of those things, I'm like, I went through it, everyone said this demo was broken, and I'm like, honestly, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, if anything, it was like, the walk speed was a little slow. I'll give you that, but I hear that they fixed that in a patch. And, like, the other thing I think is that, like, it corners a little, like, loosely, like, kind of like these games do, actually. Like, when you're running, you lean a lot more when you, like, turn, so it means that sometimes platforming can be a little touchy, because you might go off the edge accidentally if you're just running too fast. You know how that is. And so, like, that was an issue, but I'm like, going through it, I was kind of like, the stage, like, again, I only did the first world, the fourth and the sixth world are also available, and I've not tried those, but it was kind of one of those things where
I get see me!
okay, it's like, oh, that thing I just saw, guess it's not there.
Yeah, no, I'm invisible. Is this the egg snake chamber?
No,
This
that's
is
the green one. So you have to go one more over. This is the egg fish chamber.
You're an egg fish chamber.
Maybe I am. Where's probably those robots? You got it.
Suck on that, baby.
You are stealthy.
Invincible. Yeah, you can. Okay, where is it? Skull's buried in the wall of a small room by a path.
But it was like, it's kind of one of those things that, like, I don't know.
Where are the skulls facing each other?
That's the
Ran
other
into
one,
the fire.
On the other side. Like, back in the hallway thing. Yeah.
Okay,
One where the robots were.
This thing. Hey, oh, watch out. If you don't get on my face, I'm going to
You got it! I just like how rolls are much more difficult.
Woo!
This one's not explicitly more difficult, just the robots slow you
I'm
down.
ashamed to call myself a hunter.
The other one's like, 5 minutes, and you're like, sure, no problem. Also, why were they just storing 3 Chaos Emeralds together and thinking someone wasn't going to rob them at some point?
Why are we storing 3 together?
They, for some reason, had 3 Chaos Emeralds in their vault.
For when I steal from the vault?
Yeah, the gun just has 3 Chaos Emeralds in their vault.
That was dumb on their part. I think this is, I'm gonna do Chow World and you can wrap up, and I'm gonna go to bed because it's been a long week, and also I'm super tired.
And your thing
What the heck? Come on!
Over your head. Like, nope.
Alright, wow.
It's like, I'm going this way.
You get a unibrow for that. Come back, where'd you go?
Oh, it is a power chow. I probably like that.
Eat your guy. Also eat this skunk. You look
Because you
great.
stink.
Those ears are very cute, aren't you?
Yeah, the ears actually are cute. But
have another.
I like how you can turn around like, maybe you have Monbrow when I come back. Nope. See, mine like the Monbrow. I held on to that. Oh, I love the bear.
It's
That's
very
great.
cute. And then parrot. Oh, I should give you the parrot first. Okay. Wait. Take this. Take this.
Nice. I like that. No, I'll probably have to continue this rant for another day just because I got so sidetracked. He got me off. It's so easy to distract me with Shadow because he was my favorite character. I still say he's my favorite Sonic character, but just
If
I
this
don't
was
count.
a Tuesday, I would let you go on and on for hours.
I know you.
But unfortunately, this Friday in particular
You were tired.
has been a long week.
I get that. That's fair.
Well, more so than tired, I'm just exhausted in many forms. Here, have some
That's
food.
fine. And I can.
Emotionally, mentally, physically.
It's okay. I can go on about it next week. But I just have a lot of thoughts about it because I'm just like, it's kind of like one of those things where everyone's like, wow, this is broken. It needs to be delayed. I'm like, I have had a lot of fun. It's colorful. The music is awesome. I mean, I wasn't doubting the music was going to be awesome. But I'm like, the things that I expect this game to do good on were the visuals and the music. And the visuals are great. And the music is great. And it's like,
Yeah, beat 'em up.
the whole,
Reese's
like,
Puff. Reese's Puff. Beat 'em up.
the
beat 'em
whole
up, beat 'em
format
up.
of the game is like, you go into one of 12 worlds, which are 12 different people with 12 different stories, essentially. You go through 2 levels, which are themed after whatever their story is. Like, the first one's like a farm level. It's kind of cool, because like the world's constantly unrolling as you move. So there actually are some areas where you have to like move objects based on how you unroll the world just by walking on it. It's pretty cool. And like the whole idea is that you go and interact with different like creatures, with different like players in the theater, and you get different costumes to give you different abilities. And you know, you can store them away if you want to, but you know, they allow you to access different areas, so like if you get a new costume in like World 2, you might be able to go back to World 1, because the whole thing is, the whole time you're collecting these statues that unlock new worlds. And so, you might not be able to access all of them in the first world, but maybe you go into like the 4th world, get a costume, you can come back and get the one you couldn't access before. It's a smart thing to do with replayability. It's like, you go through all of them, and then
at the end of them, they tell you like a little story about the person whose world you were in.
Options.
They're somehow, they're like trying to pursue some dream or something like that, are usually beset by some sort of like negativity or some sort of misfortune, maybe just bad luck, and are essentially consumed by the negativity of that. They're interact with this other character who's like dark and has like black tendrils and everything like that, whose name is Lance. So, don't know a lot about that guy, to be honest, but he goes and like turns them into these like nightmarish creatures that you have to beat as bosses, and then once you do that, they're purified of it, and, you know, you see the ending of it, how essentially they overcame their adversity, and then there's a whole dance number at the end. With all the different things that you collected up to that point. And, like, you know, in any other game this would be cringy, but then again, you did walk into this knowing you were literally walking into a musical, and they stated that they based these entirely off of musicals, so it's kind of like, well, why not? I mean, really, it's like in musicals where initially, like, you're like, is this cringy? It's the Chow Lobby music so you can finish off. But I'm like, it's kind of like you go into a musical and like, isn't it cringy that they just started off singing, hey, I'm walking down the street? But you're like, but I'm in a musical, this is what's supposed to happen here. So the fact that every level like ends with like a dance scene, you're kind of like, yeah, to be honest, this fits entirely the theming of the game. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you could say you're bothered by it, but then it's also kind of like saying, well, I'm bothered by this game because it's a game and you made a choice. Love these. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I can get, if people are annoyed by this by, like, from a standpoint of they don't like the design aspects, or maybe they think the platforming's bad, but I'm like, some people even said they didn't like it because it was too simplistic, but I'm like, I'm not a great platformer. We learned this in Ori and the Blind Forest, so it was right at my level of difficulty. That I'm like, okay, this didn't take too long, and I felt very compelled to explore and to come back and revisit once I got different outfits, so I'm like, in my opinion, it did everything it needed to do, and I spent 2.5 hours on it easily in the first world. I'd be willing to play this game again. I'd be willing to buy this game. And it was kind of one of those things where I'm like, man, everyone made it sound like this was the new Sonic 06 or something. But I'm like, I really enjoyed it, and I would love to go into more detail about it, because I'm like, there's just a lot of interesting stylistic choices here, and I'm playing the demo. I don't even have the full game. And it's one of those things where you're just like, don't believe everything you read online, kids. Especially when everyone's just like, hey, look, new punching bag. It literally reminds me of how, oh god, I love this one. Yeah, I'm
It literally reminds me of how, like, people went all bananas over Fire Emblem Fates, and now they're like, yeah, actually, it wasn't that bad. Or, like I said before, Sonic Unleashed. Everyone, like, oh my gosh, a werewolf? Are you kidding me? That's so dumb. What the heck is this boost formula? And then, you know, anyone who said they hated it, a lot of people are like, oh, popular opinion is to hate this game. I guess I'll hate this game. Oh, popular opinion is to go and say Sonic is a joke. Guess I'm gonna joke about Sonic. And now people are coming back and be like, wow, we really were angsty teens, weren't we? We went and called this really well-made game crap, and it actually was really well made. So I think it just has to have weight. It's like watching Fire Emblem Fates, where I'm like, I have to kind of just disconnect myself. Because now, you know, I've told you, people who are giving honest reviews are coming out, not just people who are gonna bash.
And it's action figure time, baby.
But I'm like, I think it just has to wait it out and wait for like all the people who are being kind of dramatic to go away.
We're gonna turn on the chow. Okay, now Evie will continue this rant on Tuesday, when we've had time to recuperate, get our lives together. But now it's time everyone's been waiting for. Action figure reveal.
That's
the fun of it. So Dad got a bunch of new ones. We got a big ol' Hulk. Look at him. He's got pants that aren't ripped. Don't know where you can buy that size pants.
His pants are the most indestructible things ever, because everything else breaks.
He's very ugly.
Everything but his pants.
But he does have movable wrists, so that's fine. Not removable. Figured I'd check. Super stretchy pants, exactly. Made out of the superest stuff they have.
That's the strongest thing in the Marvel Universe. It's like Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, or Hulk's pants.
Hulk's pants. Hulk's pants. Here's from the DC Universe, Man-Bat.
So he's not flying anywhere with those wings.
I like to play him in the Lego game.
I was wondering, like,
look at his legs.
He has
pretty cool.
He has, well, you look at his feet. He still has the 5 toes of like a normal human foot. So why does he only have 3 fingers on his hands? Like, why doesn't he just keep his 5 fingers there?
He's pretty ugly too. Pretty ugly, but these are fabrics. That's fun.
He has intense biceps.
Well, he's supposed to fly like this. You see him? They are very small, but yes, his biceps are quite large. I wish I also had them, but he's very ugly. But I like his legs. I think the double knee thing is cool. Here, you hold Man-Bat. And his counterpart from the same pack is Batman. I can't tell you what version he is.
He's skinny.
He is. He's very thin.
He's got good abs.
He's not as muscular as like the regular Batman, which I think is actually okay. He's got monster calves, very large.
He did not skip leg day.
Very large calves. And then here's his face. Average.
I mean, it's a Batman face, so you know.
Yeah. He's just a kind of a run-of-the-mill Batman.
Batman and Batman.
Man-Bat, actually.
No,
and then
they
my figure
literally called him that because they already had Batman.
Bam, bam, bam! New figure alert for me! You won't be able to see it very well because it's still in the case, but... Bum, 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 bum. I got from GameStop. It is like one of their exclusive metallic figures, or like limited edition, whatever. And it's Mina from My Hero Academia. I got her because she's shiny, and I thought that was pretty cool. I like Mina. On the back, they have more of the figures available, and I would like to get the Overhaul and Kirigiri's from Danganronpa. Yeah. So that's the action figure intro for tonight. We got 4 entries to make up for our lack of actual time playing the game. But I mean, we'll be back to our regular streaming schedule Tuesday.
We say that now, but who knows what.
Well, you can't have your dog diagnosed with cancer twice. So at least we'll be. We don't have that coming for us.
Don't tempt fate, Mal. I will find something.
I gotta knock on wood, baby. So we will.
If you tempt fate, you'll be like, okay, gotta go find something in my book.
Karma clap, baby. Yeah. So we'll be back on a Tuesday. But tonight we're gonna go ahead and retire because it's been one of those weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
One of those weeks where you wear your underwear inside out and then you get made fun of for being unemployed at a car stop.
Thanks for stopping to watch, dude. Always good to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll make sure next time I wear my underwear not inside out. And I will try to be employed, but I still will not be. Okay, bye!